welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to season 2 of the Love Gymnastics podcast, brought to you by the Love Gymnastics Network, brought to you by the creator of this, Michaela Loves Gymnastics, and her co-host, Oscar, aka Gymnastics Saves Lives, Miss Shayna, and Ezra. And together, we bring you the Loves Gymnastics podcast. Season 2 begins now. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. We love and appreciate you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, bring more people into the community. It's NCAA 2025 time. Let's go, girls! And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Welcome back to my channel, Michaela Loves Gymnastics. And welcome, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Loves Gymnastics podcast. Today, everybody, let me just be very freaking very honest with you. I am not feeling at my best. And the old me would have just been like, fuck this shit. We're not doing no show today. I don't feel like it. But the new me is like, the people want to hear what y'all have to say about the NCAA girl. Girl, get up. Just do it from your phone and turn off all the lights and just sit in the
Yeah.
dark and let's just do the show. So that's where we're at today, everybody. I don't know. I think I just ate. You know how sometimes you could go and you eat some fries and they was fried in some bad grease, so you just have this weird greasy feeling in your stomach. That's what's going on with the fuck with me right now.
Oh yeah.
And the
Oh,
sad part is, it's my own damn fault because I made the damn fries in the bad grease. I knew the grease was bad. I just was being lazy this morning, so that's what my ass get. So, moral to the story is, change the grease in your fries. Change your grease. Um.
That's so fancy. I didn't know you had a fryer. Or was it
Oh
just a
yeah.
pan?
I'm old school. I don't like air fryers. I put that shit in the grease.
Oh, I don't. I didn't mean an air fryer either. But what did you just put it in a pan, or do you have like a deep fryer?
Oh no, I just have a pot with grease. Very old school.
that's the
Sounds
best
delicious
time. That's
when
the
done
best
well.
time. Well, hello, everyone. It's good to see everyone. Michaela,
Hi,
we are here
Shayna.
for you. We're here for you, my good sis.
Sure, I'll be all right.
And we're happy that you're here for the show because this is going to be a great freaking weekend of NCAA gym.
Oh my god! And
Oh, I love your energy.
I had all my Florida shit up too. I'm gonna be. Ooh, is
I, I,
Florida?
I I like Florida. I'm here for the Florida girls. Selena Harris is over there. I have to root for them.
Is Florida's big opening weekend? I am stupid excited about that. They're doing a quad meet. It is also Georgia opening weekend, and
Hmm.
I'm not as excited, but I am excited to see what they have in their sleeves for this season. Like
And we can't
if
forget Kentucky.
We have Kentucky. Well, that's
Kentucky.
first. I want to give my wholehearted apology to Missouri because I went back after our last show and watched their meet, and they look better than what I gave them.
Absolutely, yeah.
They
They
look better
weren't.
than what I gave them,
Yeah, I
and
don't.
I think we were being
Rewatching,
unfair putting Missouri below a school that didn't even compete like Kentucky.
We put Missouri as completely last on our rankings.
yeah,
That was too harsh.
And it was very harsh. I only watched like the first rotation of vaults and like the first two bar routines, so that's really what I
and
was basing my opinions on, and just being busy and seeing so much around the country of being, I just grouped them in a bad performance, but it really was not a bad performance.
no, and
That
then
means you missed Helen Who, Shayna,
Oh, I
who
went
I
back.
also
I
forgot
did.
about.
I went back and watched that lovely beam routine, and
Oh, good.
it was
and
beautiful.
and I stand by what I. Well, we can't. We're going to redo our rankings on Monday after. But when I said when I said Auburn was the last team in the conference, I should have stood on business because I was absolutely right at that point in time. I was absolutely right.
You stood on
Auburn,
Why should Auburn be lower than Kentucky?
Mhm. Just based off of history. Kentucky is really have been really one of the top teams. They were in the they've been in
That's true. I guess I
the
thought for a second we were doing it, or I was thinking more about rating them based off of what they showed during the week.
basically throughout the season last year. Kentucky was the third best SEC team, and then they ended the conference as the third best SEC team. They just
Right,
didn't make
but
it to the nationals, so
they lost their start.
they lost their star, but they gained a star. So
Who did they gain?
they gained the transfer from Washington, Skylar Killow,
Skylar. Wait,
Wilhelm.
you love these Skylars. There's like a Skylar Driggins also, or Drazier you also stand, right?
Yes, yes, I like her. Skylar Killow has great form. She's going to be a great addition to Kentucky.
Okay, great.
Um, I'm not familiar with what they gained compared to what they lost,
hmm hmm
and we
and
did
I
see
want, and while
we
we're
did.
taking, I'm so sorry, baby doll. While we're taking time to apologize to teams, I want to apologize to MSU. MSU, y'all look fucking great.
Hmm.
Like
MSU is Minnesota or Michigan State?
Michigan State.
Okay.
That's my dark horse, y'all, to not only make nationals but to be four on the floor.
Their vaulting lineup is probably the best in the country right now.
Hmm.
You mentioned Nikki Smith, right? Last
Yes,
Yes, I
show.
they
saw
have
Michigan
six.
State vault.
I just love them. I just love because of the history of that program, what that coaching staff has done, how those girls have come in there, have they all bought into that program. I love that they have so much diversity and ethnicities on the team.
Who's their
On
coach?
top of that, their gymnastics is great, and they throw a lot of difficulty, and they're
Mm,
learning and adding skills every year that they're there. Their coach is Mike Rowe. I don't know much about him or his history, but he
Hmm.
seems to gel really well with them and their coaching staff. Like I said, I started really getting into them when Schulte joined that program,
Oh,
and
there
they
we
just
go.
have so
Another
much.
Skylar.
Yes, they throw so much difficulty. Their four routines are some of the best choreographed routines. They girls actually can dance. They have 610 vaults. They have great bars, if they can be consistent, and they have good enough difficulty and form on beam. So yeah, they are my dark horse to, maybe jump over a Cal or a Utah by the end of the year.
I hope it's one of those two teams and not the other three. Top four.
Yeah.
My only fear for them is they're doing a lot of difficulty already in the season when everybody else is taking it easy.
Hmm. Um,
I hope they don't wear themselves out as the season goes along.
and one week is not enough to see it because everyone didn't compete, but they scored a 196.7. They're ranked third in the nation without
As it should
arguably
be.
their team leader and one of their best gymnasts.
Wait,
So
without
that's
who?
right. They're without Schultz. She did not compete the
Why
first
not?
week. She has a little shoulder thingy. So
Oh, so are they trying to save her, or is she actually not well enough to compete, or is there not a difference?
she's actually out until the further notice.
Oop.
So for them to, score a high 196 based off of how scoring is, that is a testament of their difficulty, the testament of their depth, and I really would put them up as the favorites to defend their title in the Big 12.
Who's their biggest competition in the Big 12?
It's going to be Michigan and UCLA.
That's gonna be
UCLA,
fun.
yeah, this is really going to be the second
And
best conference.
Minnesota. I think
Is is Denver
I
in
think
that
that
conference as well?
I think that big is it Big Ten conference.
Big
I think that's a
Denver,
really
Big
good
Ten.
conference. I think I mean UCLA being in that conference is kind of weird because they're so far away from everybody, but it's a really strong conference.
Yeah.
Shayna, is Denver in that conference?
No, Denver is
So
Big 12. Oklahoma's old conference.
What's that one called? The
That's the
Mountain
big. It's
something?
the Big 12.
So the one before was the Big 10 and this is the Big 12?
I think the Big 12 now is
Royal.
Sorry, but
Royal.
UCLA is in the Big 10?
Yeah.
no. I think Utah's in the Big 12 with Denver.
Right, because BYU was added to the Big 12 last year. Utah
Yeah,
got added
so
this year. Oklahoma basically is gone, and Utah's there, so they're gonna dominate that one. And UCLA switched from it's no Pac-12 conference anymore in gymnastics. So Stanford, Cal, they are in the ACC now with NC
mhm.
State and Clemson.
What do
Um,
you have to be all of these conferences, are they all in the same like division or tier or
yeah,
whatever?
it's Division One athletics. Yeah.
But
Yes.
we discussed a while ago, Division 1 doesn't have to do with the ranking in gymnastics, right?
Mm-mm.
No.
So Oregon State is the only Division 1 school without a conference this season.
Correct.
So strange. I can't make sense of that.
Because
Oregon State probably have a
because
horrible football team, so
that's in that school they haven't signed any agreements to join a Power Five conference.
But I would assume you have to be eligible to compete in the in
Mhm.
the Division 1 or whatever.
Mhm. Well, it kind of like it kind of happened. Like we knew Oklahoma was coming to the SEC like 2 or 3 seasons ago, but with the other people, I think with
I think the Pac-12 being dissolved really forced some things to happen a lot stranger than it would have.
Yeah, they're probably smoothing things out this season.
because you gotta think about it. When people start leaving a conference, you might not be gung ho for it. So you might be in the Pac-12, a la Oregon State, but you might be on the lowest totem pole when it comes to money, revenue. You got
Yeah,
to think about it.
they were probably happy where they were.
You got to think about it. They all the way in the state of Oregon,
Oh,
which is
don't say it like
all.
that.
But I'm just saying. And then now you have conference like UCLA is in California, and they are going to the Big 12. But then you have Stanford, who's in California. They're going to be in the ACC, so they're going to have to travel to North Carolina to compete now.
See
That's
what
not
happened?
cute.
Okay, I quickly let me try to explain the conferences quickly. This is my one attempt. This is the best to my ability. If it's confusing as hell. back in the day, the conferences was divided up on your region,
Hmm.
and they divided the conferences up because for
Region
football,
meaning geography, right?
correct. And because of football, it was too hard and too complicated to cover every single football game for everybody at all points in time. So they decided to divide it up into regions, aka divisions, aka conferences. So they divided it up. It was a bunch before, but slowly over the years, some of them withered away, some went away, some the so on and so forth, so they could make football more competitive for each conference.
Around the country. Yes.
So that's how gymnastics get in the clusterfuck of UCLA having to be all the way over because they feel like the UCLA football team is more exciting to watch them go against Michigan and Michigan State and those type of teams.
I think you summed it up pretty good, Michaela. And I don't know if you knew this, Oscar, but even just in gymnastics realm, Missouri was not always in the SEC. Missouri was a Big 12 team.
Yeah, because if FSU and Miami had gymnastics teams, they both would be in the ACC, not the SEC. And you would be like, but it's Florida. If the Gators are in the SEC, why wouldn't the other Florida teams be in the SEC? Because of football, they think it's more exciting to see those football teams in the ACC
Yeah.
than the Gators for whatever reason.
And then you got to think about rivalries and the revenue of what used to bring the money.
And basketball too. They would change your region because of basketball too, but it's harder because football is more
Yeah,
popular.
football is American sport, but it revenues so much money into the
Correct.
colleges, into the communities. So
With basketball, they really don't make money until they start doing like the Final Four and
yeah,
stuff like that.
I think at LSU, I forgot when I read this. It's been a while. Don't quote me on exact numbers, but LSU's football brings in like 92% of the revenue for the school. The other 8% is, I think, men's basketball and then women's gymnastics and then women's basketball. So football is a lot to a lot of these programs. So, like you say, Oregon State, who has no relevancy in football, they kind of chopping on the bit when it comes to their other sports because their main sports are not popular on those.
Ugh,
Yeah, King. They football. Has the stadiums. More people fit in them.
I'm disgusted.
So moving on. We start our meets off tomorrow, and look, first meet we can watch, y'all, is going to be a barn burner. Michigan State, Nebraska, Northern Illinois at Florida. That will be the first meet that comes on tomorrow.
Oh, that is going to be so
Hmm.
exciting to
And
watch.
I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be closer than you think. Will Florida win? If I was a betting girl, yes. But I would not count out Michigan State. That's
Absolutely.
that's where they season ended last year at Florida. So they might have like a chip on their shoulder to be like, you know what? That was last season. This season is new. We've trained all summer and fall. We finna come in here. Florida's the first away meet. We just left here in March. It's gonna be closer than I think we all think it's gonna be. Um, we have Fisk Wilberforce at Kent State. It's free. I suggest a lot of people try to get
That would
tickets.
be a good. I think that's going to be a really good competition because I think all of those schools I think Penn State is probably ahead of the other two schools, but you
Mm,
know, a nice lower level competition. Everybody's
it's a
equally
new, and
matched.
it's
That's gonna
also
be
it's
fun.
still at the end of the day, it's a HBCU, two of
Two
them at that,
HBCUs.
and it's just great to have new teams competing, regardless if they are HBC or not. Is because there's so much going on where a lot of places are taking away things. So I'm just happy to see
Hmm.
things added.
You said it was
So
gonna be
Absolutely.
Fisk and Wilberforce?
Fisk Wilberforce at Kent State, and it's free to watch.
Excellent. But those are the only two HBCUs with gym programs right now, right?
Correct. A lot of the
Yes.
Talladega girls went because that they were HBCU that started last year with Asia Sims Fletcher, but they disbanded the program. So a lot of those gymnasts are on this Wilberforce team.
Which conferences are those two schools in?
That I don't know. I don't think they have conferences right now since they're so new.
Oh, right, they're not
No,
Division One, right?
No.
they're not Division 1, so they're Division 3, and I'm not sure because they're not in the ace. They're not in the NCAA division. Like they are in the NCAA, but they're not in Division 1, so they can't make it to like
Yeah,
nationals
they
or
go to that
something.
other one. What's it? What is it? NCAG or something? Yeah,
Something.
which is for Division twos and three schools. Their championships. I usually know the name of those, but put me on the spot. I can't think of them right now. But they do have because one of those girls who did vault last year, she won that championship from the HBCU. So the black girls are coming in whatever level they are, and they come and showing out at those schools. So you can't always just think because they're not Division 1 that they don't have good gymnastics. They do.
No, absolutely not.
Who else?
So Shayna, can you do us a favor and go through all of the meets on Friday night because I don't have it in front of me right now, and let's just tell the people what's going to
Wait,
happen
but
Friday.
Shayna, before you do that, can you do me a favor? I'm just joking, but I do have more questions about the way the divisions and conferences works. So can we get back to that after?
Sure.
Okay.
Anything you, Oscar.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
Um, we have Whitaker at Stout. I don't know anything about those programs. That is free to watch. We have Gustavus Adolphus at Oshkosh. I think Oshkosh is in Washington. We have Iowa Brown at Iowa State. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna always check in on Iowa State just because I love their head coach.
Is that Ashley Miles's
That
program?
is her. And they have some good gymnasts on their team. Their score might not have um reflected that at LSU this past weekend, but they have some good talent on their team, and they went up. I think they were the highest team to turn around from one season to the next. So some good things coming with Iowa State. I guess she gets a couple good recruiting classes in there. They get a better training facility and get those administrators and athletic directors behind them. Iowa State can do really well. I think that was really the reason why KJ left and went to Oklahoma. You gotta get people behind you. You gotta get the administration behind you. You gotta get that athletic director. They have to believe in anything that you're doing. You have to have a good product also. So
KJ was at Iowa State before OU?
yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
You didn't know that, T?
If I did, I forgot it.
To this day, she is the only coach to have ever brought two
Two
different
teams,
teams to the NCAA finals.
but no coach has won two nationals with two
Not
different
from
teams.
different schools, no.
Okay.
Now, I mean, if you want to put the closest,
Well, does
yeah,
Jake Clark count
no,
now,
because
Deza?
he
I'm not
wasn't
going
a
to
full, he wasn't the head coach. He was.
the head
What
coach.
was
Okay,
Jay
okay.
Clark's old school again? Georgia?
Georgia. Yes.
And he was there when they won nationals? That must have been so long ago.
Georgia did that
They
man
did him.
wrong.
They did him
Georgia
so
did that
dirty.
man
They did him
wrong.
so dirty.
But when was he there when they won nationals? Like 2006?
Jay Clark been at Georgia since
But when did Georgia win, is what I'm saying. It's been decades,
Georgia
right?
been winning since the '80s, but I think Jay came for the years they won five in a row with Courtney Coupettes and them.
So he's been in NCAA for over 20
Oh yeah, he's
years.
been coaching for years. He's married to one of the past gymnasts who won, but I
Oh,
don't think he was there when they won in '98 and '99.
why does that always rub me the wrong way?
What?
When coaches marry their gymnasts or teachers date their students.
He wasn't her coach. She was a gymnast on there before he became the assistant coach. So
Okay, that's a
it's
big
totally
difference.
different than Greg and Megan Marston.
Oh, not you pulling up another example I didn't
Yeah,
know about.
totally different. Julie
Okay,
Ballard and Julie Ballard was on the '98 national championship team. I
and
need to
she's
go look
married
and
to her
see.
literal coach now?
Well, he wasn't the coach then. Jay Clark doesn't have a background in
Oh, you're
gymnastics.
being so messy. It sounds like you keep suggesting that he was their coach. No?
No, no, I don't. Jay Clark wasn't the
Greg
coach.
Marsden, you brought up.
Oh yeah, he was the coach. Yeah,
He's married to his gymnast now.
basically,
What do you mean, basically?
basically, you're saying what you exactly saying what you're saying. It's a true statement.
Oh, okay. Then basically makes it sound like it's not quite, but kinda, sorta, kinda.
Yeah, yeah. Not, but
Well,
Jay Clark, no, but her, yes,
mess.
and
Okay.
him, yeah.
Hi,
You know,
Dessa. Kisses to Dessa. Miss
um.
you.
So yeah, look on out for Iowa State. I want to see how Iowa looks. They have my girl Henderson back. They have my other girl.
Jaquavia.
They have Jaquavia back. They have my other girl, Adeline Kinlan. She's back. I like Munez.
Wait,
I
they're
like
all on the same
Ilya.
team?
They're all on Iowa's team. Um,
Iowa State or University?
the University of Iowa.
So Ashley Miles is Iowa State, right?
Yeah.
Iowa University. Who, do you know their coach?
It's whatchamacallit now? It's Jen.
Jen who?
It used to be Jen Kessler. It's Jen Llewellyn now, who just left Washington.
Oh, is that the team where all the Canadian elites are at?
I don't think none of them are elite, Canadian elites.
No,
Mm-mm.
we were talking about the Canadian elites earlier. It's one of the I schools. It's Ohio, Illinois, Iowa, one of those.
This is like one elite on Iowa State's team. I don't know if they have any on the Iowa team.
They have Cassie Lee. They have Aurelie Tran.
Oh, they
Um,
do? That must
they
be the youth
have,
squad.
oh, what's her name? Is her name something Spence? Something
Emma
Spence.
Spence, I thought that's Nebraska.
Mm, I'll have
Emma
to.
Spence is Emma Spence is on Nebraska
No,
team.
not Emma Spence. She's Sydney Turner.
I thought she is an Olympian. Is she
And
on that team now?
Ilka Juk transferred to this school as
Yes.
well. Which
Duke,
school is
no,
it?
Juke's been there. I
What's the
like Juke.
school?
Iowa.
State or university?
Iowa. I would say Iowa State.
So they all are coached by Ashley Miles? I don't think so.
No, that's on Iowa. Okay, let's see.
I'm
J-
so lazy. I should look
Ilka
these things up.
Ilka
Sorry.
Juk. Ilka is Canadian. Cassie
Yes.
Lee is Canadian.
And they're all
Tran
at the same program. I just can't remember which one it is because of
Tran.
the
They all at
states.
Iowa. So I'm
University or
glad
state?
you're asking, Oscar. I might have to look into this with Iowa.
Oh, see, I totally thought you were already aware based off of a comment you
No,
made
I just
earlier.
know the past gymnasts. I know Jaquavia. I know Ilka. I know Adeline. Adeline looked like she's a 50 years. Feel like she's been there for 10 years.
The viewers are
Um,
probably so dumb with me, but I'm gonna ask it again. This is Iowa University, right? Not state.
correct.
Okay,
Right. Iowa.
thank you.
They have Sydney Turner. They have Tran. So they might be pretty good this year.
Oh, I'm rooting for both of them for different reasons. I like
They
Ashley as
don't
the
have
coach,
whatchamacallit
and I like
anymore.
all the Canadians.
She must have retired or graduated.
Who are you thinking of?
What was the girl with the weird vault? The Zolki.
Oh, I only know about Kendall Whitman, and she
Mm-mm.
was at Washington. Is that what you're talking about?
No, y'all gonna have to look it up. Her name was, I think, Allison Zolki.
Oh, it was her own eponymous vault? She got it named
Yeah,
after her?
yeah, it
Okay.
was her own vault. Um,
Michaela might know that more than she'd be more likely.
I have no idea. I have
I'm
no
about to
idea.
look up her name now. Allison Zolki. Yeah, I gotta look her up. Yeah, she was a senior last year, but she had a
She had the front handspring entry, right?
she had like a it wasn't it was not a round off, but it was like a front handspring onto from the board onto the vault.
Totally. I know what you're talking about. And now I think Kendall Whitman, she did it. I don't know if she's still in, if she's still competing or not.
So I'm glad you're inquiring, Oscar, because you're making me stop being lazy to look
Okay.
up Iowa because Larissa was always like a 15 to 25 type person with that squad. They just really did terrible yet last year. And
Ooh, are you talking about Larissa Libby?
yes, this is her old team.
See, I have no idea who she is, but I know she has a reputation. Would you mind giving me like a 30-second rundown of
I have
her?
no idea what went on there.
But I just know nothing about her. What's
It
like the
was,
most
but
basic info?
she was able to she got fired. She was able to get her pay and severance and all that. She ended up having like a firm look into what money she was owed when she got fired. Her daughter was
Mass.
on the
And she was at
team.
Washington, you said?
No, Larissa's at Iowa
A state or university? I'm so slow.
University.
You need to say which one it is. Specify.
I would say Iowa State. Like, what's so hard about Iowa and Iowa State? I'm
Oh,
not saying state.
oh my
Iowa,
gosh.
University of Iowa.
I'm
That is such a
sorry. I'm slow. I'm
mouthful.
slow. I'm slow.
Get him, Shayna. Get him, girl.
I would say Iowa State if it's state. I'm not going to just keep saying the University of Iowa.
Okay, I'll try to remember that. I'll try hard.
But that's
Sorry.
why there's so many Canadians on the squad because Larissa is a Canadian.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Didn't know that
And
either.
she got
Thank you.
fired, and her daughter left the program once she got fired. So you know what the tea was, Michaela? Was it like unfair treatment and favorites,
I know nothing about.
favoritism?
I know nothing about that team.
But
Nothing
Michaela,
at
you know
all.
that
This is.
people
I'm.
like to they like there's people mention her. They talk about her for some reason. You know that, right?
It was might have been like favoritism type foolishness. So she had a little good little Canadian team that was joining, and I don't know why Henderson left last year. She never really opened up about it like how Helen Hugh did. So
Oh,
maybe
what
that
did
might,
Helen say?
Helen was just like, she graduated and she thought that was the field. She went to work where she thought she was, wanted to be with school, and she figured out that that's not what she wanted to do. So she ended up coming back to school, and then that's when the conversation about her being able to come back on the
What?
team. So she came back because of school purposes.
And she went to the same school or she transferred?
She's always been in Missouri, but then she left. She graduated, and she still had another year once she got back into school. That's why Helen came back. So
Mm.
yeah,
But Jaquavia, she left Missouri
she,
and didn't finish her eligibility.
no, and she still had 1 year left, and I don't know if she decided to come back before Larissa got fired or after. I'm gonna have to find that good old tea out because I'm in.
Oh, so Jaquavia is back in NCAA this year. She
Yeah,
took a
she's back.
year off.
Yeah, uh, so Iowa and Iowa.
Is everybody okay? Is the apocalypse going on?
My
What was
goodness, it
that?
sounded like some alarms.
Sorry, everything's okay where I am.
We have a great slate. I'm still going through them, y'all. So that's one, two, three meets that I want to watch already. Then we have North Carolina and Alabama. We get to see we get
Oh, that should
we
be
should get
good.
to see Dana Durante and Sammy Durante. Sammy got married. I think her last name is Money now. It's Sammy Durante Money.
Okay,
And
that's dope.
North Carolina have two good gymnasts on their team, Lolly Dekanoitsa and the Shepherd girl. That's really good on bars. Um, I just hate their colors. I need them to spruce up the arena, and that blue is just not cute. They're gonna be at Alabama. We get to see and dissect how they look. I don't have high hopes for them, but I want them to prove me wrong because I do like their head coach.
Oh, let's play a game. Let's play a game while we're doing this. Let's play a game of what do we think the winning team is going to score? We're not talking about the losing team. What do we think the winning team is going to score?
Alabama,
I love this game.
he at 196, 6 or 7. I don't see them scoring higher
Yeah, I think
than
that's,
what Michigan State and Utah scored last week. Okay.
yeah, I don't think Bama's going to score that high. I think it's going to be a
You think
195
so?
something.
Well, they are going to be at home, but Alabama has a lot of routines that they have to pick, replace. They have to replace Louisa on 4 events. And you can't, when it's an, I feel like they're in a rebuilding phase when you really need to be reloading to stay at the top. I don't see
Mm.
uh, a Lily, what's her name? Lily Hudson. And what's the other one that's decent on vault with the full and pretty decent on floor, but she had form issues. Um, I can't think of her name.
I don't know her name, but I know who
I
you're
can't
talking
think of her
about.
name. Um, I just don't see them as superstars. I just see them as like backup gymnasts.
I feel
Um,
that.
and then I don't know the status of Jameson's because she was supposed to be like their new star, and it's like she was really only relegated to floor and vault last season with a Yachenko full. I think she did something with her toe or whatever, but
Who are you
I
talking
was
about now?
Alabama Jameson.
Jameson. Oh, I heard. The last I heard, she's off the roster, like injured, and I
See,
was
she was
crying.
injured last year, so she really didn't, work up to her potential
Wait, Shayna, do you remember her acro series they gave her on
on
Beam?
Beam. Mm-mm. No.
Oh, you don't? It was a back handspring to a front tuck.
My God, today.
Wait, what?
Mm-mm.
The
Wait, how do
girls were
you wait?
sabotaging her. My favorite.
Ah,
What do you
it's
mean a
just
backhand spring to a
a
Oh,
back?
back
what do you mean?
handspring
I mean a back handspring to a front tuck.
to a front tuck was her acro series on Beam.
Pull it up right now, or I will.
That is the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life. Um, but just going over their roster, Shania Adams. never really the star. She was great on bars.
Damn, Shania's still on this
She's a
team.
graduate senior, graduate student.
Now she feels like she's been doing NCAA gymnastics for 10 years.
Is
Like,
is Tori Tatum on Alabama?
No, that's LSU.
Oh, sorry.
Lovebird, I liked her at their preview meet, but I think she's out for the foreseeable future. I don't know if it's long term.
why?
Alabama has Chloe LaCourcier, who's
That
really good on
she's
bars.
on bars. They have Corinne Bunnigan, who hurried up and started doing a couple vaults. I don't know anything about Brooke Dennis, Ryan Fuller, Karis German, who's another not a star to me, but I don't know for
Take
whatever
that
reason
back.
she just
Take
is
that
not.
back right now.
She hasn't competed on the regular. I don't know why.
Well,
Gabby
obviously
Gladio.
Alabama is doing
That's the
pulling
one.
all the shenanigans.
Gabby Gladio. That's her. I think they're trying to make her like the leader of the team, but I don't see it. Lily Hudson the same way.
Lily
Kylie
Hudson is
Kavami.
really talented. You don't think so? Like I do not.
She is, but
She can do things under pressure that a lot of girls can't.
Cameron Machado, she's a graduate. Jordan Paradise, who was injured basically like the last 2 seasons. Natalia Pollock, she came from another school. The little short haired Faye Rodeo.
Oh, I told you I'm excited about her.
Rachel Rybicki, Jameson Sears,
Wait.
Walker,
Rachel
Payback.
Rybecki.
Uh-huh.
Is she the daughter of the Rybeckis?
That's a good question. I don't
I
know.
don't, I would hope not.
Oscar, look up this
Oh,
information. Don't just ask. I don't know. Now I
it's
want to
daughter of
know.
Julie and Ben Rybicki. And it's probably Rybicki instead of Rybecki.
Oh yeah,
How do you spell it?
Rybicki.
Rybeckis
So
are with an E in the middle.
supposedly Alabama's freshmen are supposed to like come and make a difference. They gonna need them because, like I say, the upperclassmen not is not to be trusted in my opinion. So that's why I have Alabama so low on my radar this year. Then you lost Louisa. You lost Makari, who stayed hurt. You lost the other girl, Maddie Wallagori, left. I thought
Thank
last year was
goodness.
the best time for them to really make some noise. And I mean, they came second in SECs. They made it to nationals and they imploded on Beam. Did they really have a shot to overtake Florida or Utah? I don't know, but
I don't think they did. And to be
I don't.
honest, I think that Lily Hudson fell on Beam at that meet.
She was no. She was the only one that stayed on. Her and
Oh,
Gabby.
really? Okay.
The other four fell. Yeah, they have four falls on Beam.
Okay,
My selective
I'm so
memory.
sorry to interrupt. I missed. So the first meet was the quad meet, Florida, MSU, and some
Are you
Hmm.
other
talking about last
teams.
season?
No,
I'm
tomorrow.
talking about.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
Michigan
Okay.
State, Nebraska, and Florida. Florida's going to get a 197.
I think Florida is going to win with a 196.5, something like
I
that.
think Florida is definitely going to break 197.
I think so as I think so as
Mm.
well.
I think they are, especially
Okay.
since they're at home. They're in Gainesville, right?
Correct.
It
And,
just, it's just
This
and
like,
there's
Oscar
it's
another
gonna
three
happen.
teams
It's
in the
some
country
Florida stuff.
at home. And they've added parts. They didn't lose anything. They've only gained.
Which team?
Florida, they've gained a lot and haven't lost anything. So,
Didn't they lose Trinity? No, she wasn't there last
mm,
season.
no.
They lost their star, Peyton Richards.
Okay, next.
I would be more concerned that they lost Morgan than Peyton.
Well, at least Peyton could compete though, so we ain't gonna do. Come on now.
That's messy.
Um, I don't know.
Florida better not score no damn 198 unless they absolutely
Well,
deserve
you
it.
just got to think. Even without Sky, if Sky Blakely and Kayla DeCello were competing for Florida, Florida would be my number one team in the country
Yeah, if they were doing the all around for sure.
if they weren't hurt. If they
But
were
even it
actually.
would they would have to be doing the all around. They could be healthy and doing two events, and I wouldn't be so sure.
I don't think so. I think Florida has enough depth that they can. They have Selena Harris too, also Anna Lee and Wong,
So
Anna
you think they'd be fine?
Pilgrim.
Florida would
I
be the top
still think,
country if Sky and Kayla were not doing beam or floor?
yeah,
Okay.
I do. I really do.
It depends on what vaults they were doing.
It's
Let's
the
say
vaults. It's
they
the
were both
vaulting.
doing.
The vaulting in Florida. Florida didn't doesn't. They needed a floor. They needed stronger floor people, and they had the 610 vaults. It's just they didn't land when they needed them to land. It was their bars and their floor that Florida needed help with.
Michaela,
They
let's say
may
they're
get
both doing
Sky.
wonky
Stop.
Omelianchiks.
Stop.
Do you think that's enough? A secure enough vault? Would they even make the lineups? Okay.
Yeah, it's still a 10.0
Would
vault.
you rather gymnasts, and if you're gonna generalize, do Omelianchiks or the vault that Jordan's doing?
I'm, I
Both.
like
I
them
like them
both.
both. I
If
don't.
the form is good, the technique is good, it's fine. Kayla was gonna do the 1.5.
I just feel like there's one has a blind landing and the other one basically everyone is tucking early
They're
apparently.
tucking early in their chest position, even on a front landing vault. Grace McCallan's chest was always so low, and she just did the vault poorly. You have to make sure you upright landing that vault. That's
When we see somebody do that vault correctly, y'all gonna be like, oh,
that's why.
okay.
Doesn't the girl from Stanford does that variation in the pike position, kind of? Um, what's the girl name? Brenna Knowles. She does that same vault, but in a pike position, and it does not. It's never has scored well in NCAA because of the technique and the landing positions.
Leanne does it in the pipe position, and Leanne scores well.
Leanne has never
No,
gotten a 10.
not that one. It's like what's the one Jordan does now?
It's the tucked Podkapayeva.
That's what Leanne does. But in pipe,
Oh my God, y'all, it's raining so bad. So,
But
what
I
do we
thought
think
Grace
about?
McCallum went back to the Yurchenko 1.5.
She did.
she needs to go back to that vault because her ticket 1.5 it sucks, and she's gonna get hurt on it.
I'm not understanding how an Olympian can not have a viable. That's nor here or there because I wouldn't. She shouldn't have been Olympian, but hey.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Um,
ooh, ooh, ooh. So off topic, but I hope you'll indulge me for a second. What was Taryn Humphries like as a collegiate gymnast? Did she have a 10.1 vault? Did she win all around titles?
she did. Ter- um,
It's so
Do you remember her vault? What was it?
she was an NCAA bar champion. I think her vault was the. It was the
poker
pie.
paper.
Yeah,
Never forget Taryn Humphries, the first American Chong.
She was
Yes, she
not.
was. Give her her flowers.
If you want to give that a credit as a chunk, okay.
she came. Taryn was on the teams with Ashley Miles. That was her era,
She was at Alabama or Georgia.
Alabama.
So she was competing against her Olympic teammates, Courtney and Courtney.
Uh huh.
And did she ever
And
beat them?
Tasha.
Her
I think
school.
Alabama won. They might have. Yeah, I don't know if Taryn came. Taryn came in '05. Taryn didn't finish all 4 years. I think she only did 3 years.
That
Because
sounds like
Ashley,
it could be true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, something was going on with Taryn's collegiate career because she was
yeah,
always
'cause
either
she was
hurt
just
or
so beat
missing
up and
events.
hurt. But I
But
think she
hey,
did.
so was
Two,
Courtney McCool.
But Courtney McCool in NCAA was more of a specialist. She didn't really. She did all around sometimes,
I
but
don't
it
think she
was.
did she? I thought she was a specialist
I don't
because
think
she
I
was
ever.
so beat up. She had
I don't
such a
think I
bad
ever
injury
saw
from
Courtney
Al
on
Fong.
vault. Courtney never did vault in college. She did bars, beam, and floor.
Yeah, I don't think she did because I think she was a specialist not by choice.
And then by the end of her career, I think she was only doing bars and floor because I think her senior year she became the NCAA champion on floor. So yeah, they all were beat up. You can say the same for Kristen Maloney and Jamie Dancher. They went to UCLA. Elise Ray went to Michigan. Elise Ray actually redshirted too. Kristen redshirted 2 years. Jamie basically did not even compete until nationals her senior year. So a lot of
Mhm.
those elites coming and broken. They have a lot of miles on
Right.
them from
But at least they got to eventually do the all around, unlike Courtney.
all those.
But that is why I don't see it for Florida this year, and I'm just being truthful because Florida just has too many broken elites, and we could woulda, shoulda, coulda, but they don't have those routines, and we could woulda, shoulda, coulda, but they don't have those
So
routines.
who other
So
than Leanne, who else was an elite that's there now besides the little 16-year old?
Victorian win.
Yeah, but
Um,
they've been there and they consistently have performed. Victoria,
but she looks
um,
shaky.
Ellie, Lazar, Anna Pilgrim was at a world championship. And she basically competed all last year. Skylar Dracer, then you add Selena Harris, you add the 16-year old, you got Riley McCuster back. You have
For
the
now.
do you really have
For
Riley
now.
McCusker back? Is
she
that
looked good to me. Um, you
Hasn't she
have the
looked good before?
does that double layout really make him bars line up?
the other girl, the black girl Taylor Clark. She's gonna be good. She has start value. I'm always gonna go for LSU, but I also recognize good teams, and I think Florida's going to be very strong. I think the SEC.
Sloan always looks good preseason. Then season comes
I think
around. So
I think Jenny
again,
gonna have to get her shit together. She's been battling LSU for these last 10 years. Now you add an Oklahoma to it, they're gonna have to elevate. They're
But
gonna
I
have
feel
to.
like we've been saying that for years.
I think Jenny Rowland needs to be fired. I'm so sorry. She just isn't the coach for Florida.
Shayna,
Who would
remind me which city you live in?
who would do a better spot? Who would take over that program and
Owen,
keep it to where it needs to be? Because he's
Owen,
there already. So if she's the head coach and the problem,
but she's the head coach. She's the one who makes the final decisions. Move her ass out the way and let Owen win us some national
I don't
titles
see that with
again.
him. Some people just don't have the personality. I didn't see it for Jay Clark as a head coach. I thought he was a great assistant, but it also is not. The head coach is very, very, you know, important on a team, Michaela. But it's everything has to work, from your assistant coaches to your athletic trainers to the medical staff behind the scenes. All of that comes in.
Florida has never done that great with that many I mean, high level elites coming from the Olympians. Florida has always done better with maybe one high level elite and a
I
bunch
don't
of level
believe
tens.
because
Every
Florida won 3 in a row with nothing but national team members and Olympians. But it was with a different coach.
they had Bridget
It was a
Sloan
They
and
had
different
who
Megan
coach.
else?
Skaggs.
They no the years that they
She was a lower level elite. Let's
you
go.
had Bridget Sloan. You had an elite in the Quado sisters. You had Elena Johnson,
You're
an
Kennedy
elite.
Baker.
You
Kennedy
You had
had
Baker.
one elite in the. Hold on,
you
hold on,
had
hold on. You had one elite with Mackenzie McQuardo, but Bridget Taquado was a sucky ass
but she
elite
still
gymnast who
but
was a
she still you
better.
didn't say all that. You just said they didn't have elites. They did have elites.
They didn't have people who. The only two people that they had that went to Worlds or Olympics was Bridget
But
and
I'm saying they
and.
were elite gymnasts on national team.
But what I'm saying
Didn't
is, I'm
they,
not saying elite
Michaela,
gymnasts. I'm
didn't they
saying
have
high
Keisha
level
Hunter?
broken.
They had Keitra Hunter, who was an elite.
Again, lower level elite gymnasts, not in the
She
conversation.
was an
Continue.
elite gymnast. She was at national.
Lower level, but continue.
I would say they had more elites on that team than they do now.
Lower level elites, not competing for world and Olympic teams, but continue.
But you compare those girls to what they have now, and you can't tell me that they have more elites now than they did then.
They have a broken ass Sky Blakely, a broken ass Kayla DeCello. They still have an open scholarship to fucking Charlize Jones, who she's never gonna use.
Is
You
They
that
supposed
have
is
to,
that is that
Kayla.
true?
You supposed to have a little more oomph with your team, girl.
Is that true, Michaela? That they're literally they're denying, they're saving a scholarship from giving to another gymnast?
nah, they done stop,
Wasn't
For
you
a
the
know,
number
other
of
girl?
years they were.
promoting them.
When a
Wasn't the
gymnast
other girl?
defers,
Oh, hell yeah, they were promoting that Charlize was
no,
going
I
to that
remember that
team.
they were
Hell
promoting,
yes.
but my question is, when a gymnast defers a scholarship, are they still saving the scholarship spot?
See, I don't know how it works out with Charlize because I don't think she ever turned pro.
Yeah, Nisha. Come on. See, I love you, Nisha, because you be agreeing, and then you could disagree sometime, but you be agreeing because I be seeing it. Florida,
Child, that's all LSU brains. Child,
she
I
is
don't
not
trust y'all
giving
LSU
credit to
brain people.
Florida and the history.
I don't trust y'all LSU brain people. Y'all just trying to set us up. I know what I'm talking about at Florida. Florida, listen to me. Stop getting so many damn broken ass elites. Let them broken girls go to UCLA like they supposed to and fuck up UCLA program. Marcus Ezra. But
Shayna, do you live in Baton Rouge? I can't remember.
I do.
Okay, okay.
yeah.
I
So
do.
it's
I do. I
snowing in
do.
Arkansas right now, but not in Louisiana.
It's not snowing, but it's raining very hard and it's freezing.
I'm surprised it snows in Arkansas. What if it made, what's the capital of Arkansas?
I have no idea. I don't know nothing about that.
What do you mean surprised? Arkansas is in the middle of nowhere. Hell yeah, it
I thought
I
snows
think
Arkansas
I
there.
was
think
at
they're
wasn't
Little
was
Rock.
really south.
I think Little Rock is their capital.
Yeah, I think you're right. Thank you.
And
I think Arkansas is above Alabama,
Arkansas is
right?
right next to Louisiana. Um, and I think they have uh Fayetteville.
But when you say right next to Louisiana, you mean above
Above,
Louisiana,
so that would
right?
be up north. I'm in South
Oh,
Louisiana. I'm more off the coast by the water.
I was
Up
picturing
north
Arkansas
Is that
as right directly to the east of Louisiana, not north.
it's close.
no? Arkansas is. I mean, Louisiana is next to
What's no, that's
Texas.
to the west. What's to the east of Louisiana? Is it Mississippi?
Alabama, right?
Mississippi,
Maybe
Mississippi,
Mississippi.
and then I think
Where's
up north.
Mississippi's team?
Mm, don't have one, never will. Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is sad because they do have a really strong football team in Mississippi State. They could
They
have a
could.
gymnastics team.
Okay, Louisiana. Okay, up north, on top of Louisiana, which would be the north, is Arkansas. South is be Texas, and I mean, east is Texas, west is Mississippi. Yeah. So
Okay, okay, okay. On some other shit, ain't got nothing to do with gymnastics, but random. Shayna, how you gonna feel if your president Donald Trump changed the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America?
Um,
Out of all, out of all the things to be worried about in the world,
it
I think that's
is
just a
it.
that
distraction. I think it's just shenanigans.
Yeah, and he be for the clickbaits, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. It does make a little sense to me because
What? It
it
makes
does.
no sense.
It does though.
Make it make sense, Shayna. Why why
oh no,
why stop
you say
there? It should
that?
be the Gulf of
Oh, that's
it should be the
funny.
Gulf of Louisiana.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't know why. What is his plan? Why does he want it to change? What is his thinking?
I don't think he has thinking. I think it's just distractions and he knows it will entice some people will like that.
What is his thinking about it though? No one knows.
He said that most of the Gulf is in America territory, so why is it called the Gulf of
That makes
Mexico?
sense if that's true.
Because
And
there's a history. He doesn't know history. He just ignores
yeah,
history and rewrites it.
because if you look at, I'm finna since Michaela won't be messy. I'm finna look on and look at the map and look at it and see. You know,
What's the top ranked currently Division 2 school?
don't know. Um,
I have
Is
no
there a
idea.
Division 2 school that has recently broken into the top 10 in the past few years?
mm.
No. Okay.
Who is a Division 2 school?
I
I
have
I
know
no
would
we
love
have.
to
idea.
know.
I know we have many Division 3 schools, but I don't know about the Division 2 schools.
What's the name of the website where you can check the NQS?
Road to Nationals.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So there are no Division 2 gymnastics programs
What?
right now.
Oh,
They're
Only Division 3 and 4?
Division 1s and 3s.
That's really interesting.
So,
I wonder if there's a reason
but
for that.
I'm going to check and make sure I'm not giving out the wrong info.
Does Hawaii have a school? A program,
No,
sorry?
they don't. Um,
they have a
they do
football
have a
team.
Division 2. Texas Women's,
Oh, Texas
West.
has a school. Or a
They have a
program.
couple Division 2s. I didn't know this, but the school Kaya Johnson is coaching at, Southern Connecticut. They're Division 2. Bridgeport is Division 2. Westchester is Division 2. Fisk and Talladega, well, Talladega was Division 2. I didn't know that.
Why do you think that Kaya Johnson isn't trying to coach at LSU?
LSU for one doesn't have openings,
Mm.
and for two, I think she needs some type of experience as well.
Right, but they have others. There are other gymnasts who go straight to their schools, right? To coach.
There used to be on a volunteer coaches basis, but since they took away that position and all the coaching positions get paid, you don't see that so
And
Right.
is
much
this the
anymore.
first
Like
season that they
Trinity,
took that away?
La-
yes,
was it
like
this
Trinity,
season or last season? It might have been this season, or last season.
well,
Like,
Trinity used to be Florida's volunteer coach,
mm-hmm.
but then since they took that position away, she's now commentating for
She went on about her
ESPN.
business.
Like, what about Miley O'Keefe? They're paying her.
I think she's an assistant coach in like by name now, though.
So she had no experience, but they just hired her because they're so desperate.
No, because they don't want her going anywhere else, and she's basically been the face of the program. And if they would rather her like try there than to leave and go somewhere else.
So basically, because they're so desperate.
I
That's
don't
how
know
I
about
read that.
being desperate because that I mean that's like
I thought LSU had student coaches or gymnasts who went straight to coaching. No?
No clue.
I'm sorry, y'all. It says on her profile, student assistant coach.
Look
So
at that.
I think they took off the volunteer assistant coach position. So she
Shayna,
left
didn't
it.
LSU have a volunteer assistant coach?
It was Courtney McCool, but like Michaela said, they had took that position away and made her a full time assistant. The same with the guy at Florida.
Oh, okay. But Courtney didn't go to LSU. Wasn't there an LSU gymnast who went straight to coaching?
It was it was Bugs. She was a student assistant. She was a volunteer a student coach, and then she left to go to Penn State, and then when LSU lost ACK and Bob Moore, they brought her back in a full capacity as an assistant coach.
I love that you think I know who Bugs is.
Ashley Nat,
Oh, okay. And sorry, which school is she at now?
she's the coach at LSU, and she's the assistant coach at LSU now.
Oh, they
Uh,
promoted her. Okay.
yeah. Well, she left, but she was asking, wasn't there a gymnast who was
Yes, I was.
a volunteer? They used to call them volunteer.
Did Maya Hambry, isn't she a coach somewhere? Maybe at Arkansas?
Which school did she go to?
LSU. Maybe Utah? Oh, Shayna, let me add her back.
Did we finish going through all of the schedule for this upcoming week?
No, we have not. No, we have not.
Hold on, y'all, one sec. My dog.
Not even close. We haven't even made it through
We have
Friday.
not, but it's okay though because our viewers are still here.
It is
We're
okay.
still here. We're gonna get through it.
I agree. In the regular
Oh my God,
season,
it's
are there
raining.
any teams that will compete more than once in one week?
Um, Sometimes, but it's rare. Sometimes some people would do a Friday and a Monday and
Yeah,
then skip a
LSU
week.
used to do Fridays and Sundays.
There are meets on Mondays?
Uh huh.
Mm, okay.
Why don't they just have meets during every day of the week then and space them out?
They're
It's just too
student.
hard?
They're student athletes.
Oh.
Because there's
But
school.
why can they do Mondays if they're students?
It depends on how their schedule. You know, like,
It depends if it's a holiday that week. If it's a penitent, they're off
and a
that week.
lot of
Not everybody competes on Mondays, but it
yeah.
happens.
I like that to space it out instead of having them all on the same day.
That's like college football. College football is going to be mostly on a Saturday. Sometime you might have got a school to do something on like a Thursday, but just because it's a college athletics and they have to like some of the athletes are on different schedules than like regular students. They're student athletes, so they
Hmm.
have they're not professionals, even though they're getting paid with NIL. They can't just for one they can't just train how they want, and two, they have to think
Right.
about their school too as well
That's very
and
true.
assignments.
Shayna, are you walking your dog or something?
I am, and it's drizzling.
Shayna, what? Did Maya Hambrick? Did she go to coach at a
She's at
school?
Utah. She went as their That's what happened with her. She
Oh,
great
is
because
that what Nisha's saying? She's the
because
floor coach?
Bugs graduated in 2017. I don't have my computer by me. I'm on my phone. Bugs graduated in 2017, and Maya graduated in 2018. When Maya graduated, Bugs was the volunteer or the student coach because actually Claire Kearney was the volunteer assistant. So once um once 2018, then they had an opening for the position. So Bugs and Caitlin found a position at Utah as a volunteer. I'm assistant now, but she coaches mainly floor. So it'd be coaching carousels, and they had another position like what Megan Skaggs is to Jenny is what Savannah is to Jay. I don't know what that position entails, but
Savannah Shore is still at LSU?
yeah, she's I forgot what the position is called, but basically like a liaison to the coach, what Megan Skaggs was.
Interesting. Does anyone know which
I got back in.
scale it was that Kara Aker fell on this week?
Her Acro series, the aerial back layout.
Wow. I don't think I've ever seen Kara fall on that.
Get through it. North Carolina and Alabama. Now we have the first session of the Sprout Squad with Michigan, NC State, Arizona, and Clemson.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you know which conference schools like Rutgers, Temple, and LIU are in?
Rutgers is in the Big Ten, I think.
And what about the other two?
I have no idea. So what we think about that one? That's gonna be good.
I think Clemson might win
What
this
were the
one.
other
You think they're
teams?
gonna
I can
beat
only remember Clemson.
Mich Clemson, Arizona, NC State, and Michigan?
That's Arizona University, right?
Correct.
Clemson, Arizona, and Michigan. Why wouldn't? Okay, yeah.
And NC State. That's gonna be a good session. That's gonna be at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So
What time is the Florida one?
the Florida one is
6:30.
Florida is 6 p.m.
And
Okay.
So
all
I'll
of
be able
these
to
are
watch
Eastern
Florida
time.
Eastern time. Yes. Fisk and Wilberforce. There's free. There's at 6 as
That's
well.
a dual meet or a quad meet.
Quad meet. Uh,
Sh-
so we have one, two, three quad meets tomorrow.
Shayna, do
Four
you
really.
prefer quads or duals?
I like dual meets in the regular season.
Oh, is there a difference in the postseason?
Well, postseason is strictly quad meets.
Okay. But they don't do six teams at a time anymore.
So no, that's been over with since 2019, 2018. So the why I say that is because take like a Michigan State, Nebraska, Northern Illinois, Florida. The quad meets go simultaneously. It's more juicy to me to watch a Florida versus LSU when you can see everything and it's kind of like back and forth compared to the quad meet when two of the teams may be really in control of the meet, but you got four people going
Right.
on, and you got a lot more on the screen to look at.
I have a two.
Now,
Oh, sorry.
come
Finish.
the finals, come, at the end or like Saturday, we're going to be watching LSU, Cal, Oklahoma, and Utah. That's going to be really
That
good.
sounds so fun.
But it's also early in the season as well. So
I have a.
I'm just used to dual meets.
Okay. Thanks for answering that. I have a two-part question for you now. So the first part, it's about how do you feel about this format that they introduced in 2018 to the elites, um, where they alternate the teams on the same event instead of doing different teams on different events. Or no, they I guess elite was always different from collegiate. I wanted to ask what your opinion about that was, and also what do you think about if they tried to implement that in NC2A?
So how does Elite work
Yeah,
now?
I
So I'm not
butchered that.
just
I'm so
totally
sorry.
out of
I
it.
messed it up.
So how the Elites work
So
now?
prior to
Say a
2018, it
Russia.
would be the top two seeded teams would both start on vault, and one team would go all the way through, and then the next team would go all the way through, and that's the end of the first rotation for those two teams. But then they switched it to both of the top two qualified teams start on vault, and they alternate teams.
Meaning what? Like, so
One
the
goes
first,
on, one goes, and then the next, and then the next. So you get
what
to
you
see
mean?
their best two right after each other and their worst two on vault.
Okay, so the first girl from China would go, then the first girl from USA would go, and then the second girl from China would go, and then the second girl from the USA would go.
Exactly. That's how they do it now.
Um,
I
it
hate
don't
that
really.
shit.
It to me, it's not a big difference
I
because it's like America wins everything, so it's like it really don't be
Well, the USA
elite.
lost in 2021 doing
That's
that
one
format.
competition. If you really look at it from 2012, that's really like one competition that they lost. Albeit it was a big one, it's an Olympic Games, but considering what they lost and just how all of it went
The
down.
circumstances were
But
not regular.
most times it just elite just don't be exciting for me no more, y'all. And I love gymnastics. Yes, I want to see the girls do the hard stuff, but if you're doing it ugly, it just don't be as appealing to me like how it used to be.
I
And
can
then it's just
understand that.
like no one is. It's like USA just be far ahead of everybody, and then in the individual stuff, Simone is far ahead of everybody. So it just don't be like to when a league competition started, you didn't know who was going to win because seven or eight of them could possibly win, and you don't have that anymore.
Did you watch even the 2022 World Championships team final?
I did
When
not.
Simone was not there?
I did not.
Maybe you would enjoy that one because it was just a hair closer than usual.
I don't really watch. I watched the stuff for this Olympics, but the World Champion stuff, I don't. I haven't watched a World Championship in so long, y'all.
What do you mean for
I'm
this
sorry.
Olympics? Like, you mean you're planning on watching the
No,
upcoming ones?
I watched um
2023?
the meets heading towards it. So what's the nationals, the
She
trials?
basically started watching. Hold on. She basically started watching Elite in 2024 this season. She don't know what happened in 2022
No.
and
But she also
2023.
said she used to watch it in like 2008 and stuff, right? In
Yeah.
1996.
She only watched the Olympic years. She only watched the Olympic
I'm
years. She's
sorry.
a 4-year fan for Elite.
It just was like Elite has not been like that. My life has changed also. Like, I'm busier. So the last 8 years, I'm not at home as much. And then
Mm,
when I am home, I'm in the bed sleep or doing homework. So I never, and then I just, it's a lot
well,
trying to
we
incorporate,
know we know you're watching the
college.
NC2A meets.
Yeah, the ncaa, because it's January through April, and then it's over with for the rest of the year.
Oh, okay.
So
The elite season is longer. That's true.
the lease season is longer. It's to me it's harder to get like the teas on stuff because the coverage is not as thorough as college. So like I watched the Winter Cup, the
I
Olympic trials,
absolutely love the beginning of the elite season when it's upgrade season.
the
There's nothing
nationals.
like that.
I watch those type of things, but I don't know a lot of those elite girls and the new and up and coming ones. So this girl from Florida, I never heard of her before.
When you used to
The
watch
16
Michaela's
girl.
old podcasts, would you strictly watch the ones that were about NC2A, or would you listen to the ones about elite and not know what they were talking about?
I would listen to anything when I would watch Michaela and Addicts, but when the Addicts would like stream the college meets, I was gung ho hung. I think that's how I watched the Olympics in 2021 off of his stream.
A lot of people did.
So,
A lot of
but
people do.
I didn't know anything
Exactly.
about. All I knew was there was some teas with who was going to be on the team and who was going to be the individual people for that quad.
So thinking about it, what do you think would be the downsides or upsides to having NC2A bring either of the elite formats? The old one where both teams start on the same event, but one goes through before the next one, or alternating?
I think it would be better for NCAA because you have direct comparison of skills because they
Mm-hmm.
do so many of the same skills. So
Exactly.
you would have, the first girl on each team go. You can really kind of compare and contrast, especially if they're doing the same vault, especially in the heightened sense of how bad the scoring has gotten in NCAA. So I could
Especially
see
on
it.
bars also where like you can
Yeah,
see
you
one
know.
gymnast just had such flat releases and the other one is getting actual amplitude.
And then it would make it kind of like real interesting. It would be kind of like how a volleyball or a basketball game is. You got they on this side of the court or this side of the volleyball net, and they on the other side. So it'd be like, okay, y'all on this side of the bars, and LSU on this side of the bars. It would be an interesting dynamic.
I think that's a great point. What do you think about that, Mikhail?
I'm so sorry I wasn't paying nobody no attention, but y'all can continue to talk.
No, he was asking you what you thought about that idea of it being an NCAA gym.
I would hate that
You
shit so
would? I
much.
think it would be nice in
But
Oh,
NCAA.
why? Shayna made a great detailed point. She explained her feelings.
my great detail point is I hated elite, so why the fuck would I want to watch it in
Because
NCAA?
they're doing more of the same skills, Shayna said.
Okay,
Why do you
still.
hate it in Elite? I can't read your mind.
Because then I would want to hear, if you got LSU versus Michigan State and the first five go, and then the last person is Sage Kellerman going, and then Haley Bryant go right behind her. Of course, you can definitely like, okay, who's going to score better?
Okay, you know why I don't like
Who has the
it?
better vault? It's a direct
Team
comparison.
competition is not. I'm not supposed to be comparing that one individual versus the other individual in a team competition. That's a all around event
Why
final
not?
thing.
What?
I'm
Who said
comparing it.
that?
Let me finish. If you want my opinion, let me finish. If you're comparing team to team, I need to see the complete team dynamics. If one girl fall, I don't need the next team to go to give that other team a chance to collect thoughts. The other girl's supposed to go up, bitch, and save the team. Like when you do it individually by individually, it takes away from the team aspect and it puts too much of the spotlight on individual girls. Like I hear what y'all saying about not seeing all the routines. But for me, for team competitions, I don't need to see all the routines. I need to get the overall feel of how the team
But
is doing. I
but
don't need to.
for what he was asking, Michaela, yes, I understand your point, but that's only for like a championship type scenario. When a regular season dual meet against team versus team, I don't see that being an issue because you still take breaks in between. One team goal, then the next team goal. It's just they're on separate events. All it would change is put the people on the same event at the same time.
So you're talking about the old Elite format where it's one team at a time on the same event instead of alternating?
No, I'm saying if you were to do it like how they're doing it in Elite now,
Mm-hmm.
one person goes for one team and then the next person goes on. That is how it is in Elite right now. With college, they're alternating events. So each team is not on the same event at the same time.
And, and you know what, Shayna? Why you saying that? That's why I don't like dual meets. I prefer the quad meet because I hate that shit. Like, why am I alternate? Like, just do all four balls and then do all four ball routines and let's move on. Like, yeah, I hate that shit. I hate that
Oh, I
shit. I
actually
hate dual
totally
meet.
forgot that they alternate. They like the camera goes. They alternate teams.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it really the only difference what you're implying, Oscar, is that they would actually be on the vault. The teams would be
right.
on the vault at the same time, which I'm all for because you direct comparing team versus team, even though it's still a team event, but it's individuals on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And that I feel like the scoring could be a little bit more accurate too. Because you direct comparison, mostly everybody is doing either a Chinko full or a Chinko 1.5. The bar compositions are a lot alike the same double layout. So I want to see a Nikki Smith double layout compared to an Alona Shenikova double layout. Who's going to score better? It's no like, okay, why is Alona getting a higher score than Nikki? Did we just watch the same fucking thing?
I
So
totally agree. So how
I
do you
feel
make
like,
sense of Michaela's point?
But it's already like that. It's just they do it on different events. Like I
Shayna, how do you make sense of what Michaela was saying about getting an over? It ruins the overall team impression, or so, what is that? That's what how I understood it.
well, can we all agree that the scoring is an issue in college gymnastics now? That's why they're trying to implement a review panel and change up rules. So I wouldn't be opposed to it. I would love to see, the best gymnasts on vault for each team going back to back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not opposed to that.
And what's the difference when in
I
the
wouldn't be opposed if
postseason?
everybody started on the same event, but I just need one team to do six vaults, the other team to do six vaults. Let's go to the
I'm
next
still
event.
trying to understand why you feel that way. Because you said it, you want you don't need to see every routine. It's just the overall team impression.
Correct. Not in a team
Like, what
event.
does that
Because it's going to
mean?
be the same time because they're still only doing six people on an event. So
Yeah, I mean you still see all the
the time
teams,
is not
but
going to change if
like
they
for
did
me,
it. But everybody have their preferences. We're just
correct. Like for me, even now that they do it, one person goes and they go. At least they're still doing this. The whole team is doing the same event. So like if a girl falls, then the next girl have pressure. She needs to hit the routine. She still will have pressure. But what I'm saying is, I prefer it to be if one girl fall, 30 seconds later, the next girl have to do a
But
routine.
what about the whole fact that if they do the
Mhm.
alternating on the same event, your teammate fell. Oh, look, the other team at the same slot, you're the second gymnast on your team. The first one fell. The other team's second gymnast hit. So now you know you need to hit. That's even more
Yeah, I think
pressure.
it would bring the
That's too much strategy. I don't like
yeah.
that for gymnastics.
But at the end
I
of the
like it
day,
when
though, gymnastics is a sport, and sport is competitive. So
yeah, to me, what y'all saying makes it less competitive. It makes it more. That's what you know. What? And it's true. That's why I have a hard time with the league. Now, I hate that format. I absolutely hate it. I hate it. I hate
I
What the
it.
three
still
up,
don't
three count?
feel like
With
I
What
the,
you don't like
understand.
the what the 3 up, 3 count scenario or the
I like the 3 up 3 count. What I don't like is the rotating. Like I prefer when it was 3 up 3 count. 4 teams started on one event, 4 teams started on another event, and then they rotated throughout the competition. I don't like it's like how they started in 2018, where it's like one girl goes up, then the Russian goes up, then the American goes up, then the Russian goes up, then the American goes up, then the Russian goes up, then they move on
but
to the
I
next
think
event.
that would help.
I did not.
You got to think about it too, y'all. You got to think about it as a fan. If you bring
That's all I'm thinking about it as.
if
I
you
hate that
bring in your
shit.
sister or cousin who's never been to a gymnastics meet with you, it'll make a little more sense when you see this team in the purple leotards going against this team in the blue leotards, and they're all on the same event, rotating amongst each other, compared to having to explain, well, this team is going to be over here on vault, and this team, they're all their girls are going to go, and then they're going to go on the bars over there, and then they're going to add up all the points. That's why gymnastics hadn't had the popularity that it deserved, because it's confusing. It's a lot of intangibles with the sport. Yes, it's a different type of sport. They could dumb it down a little bit to have the teams alternate amongst each other on the same event and direct score. Put this person name up here on the scoreboard compared to this one. This one got a 9-8. That one got a 9-9. Go on to the next one. I could see it. It's not that far fetched of an idea to have them rotate on the same event. Will the coaches ever go for that? Will they want to change how they do gymnastics? NCAA does not like change. I can say that's a good thing about Elite. They do try to evolve and change some shit around, because eventually you can't keep doing the same shit for the last 20 years. But also, it's NCAA, and those coaches probably would never do it. I don't see them being that much longer. I really don't. What'll be longer is the judges making sure that they're scoring right. It would be the judging. It wouldn't be the athletes, because you still have six
I
people.
agree, Nisha. And Nisha, I don't know. Hold on, Nisha. I don't know if you're arguing against my point or their point, but I do
There are two
agree.
ways
Like
to read Nisha's comment.
I know, right? So I don't know. I'm assuming you're on my
I
side.
think
That's what
she
I'm
is,
assuming.
because
But
she was saying that would slow down the meet by doing one event. TV
and
would never
and
approve.
and
it
that's under the
will make
assumption
it
that we
so.
all understand that
But how would it make it
the
longer though?
coverage, the TV providers don't want to air longer things, so they wouldn't air as many meets. Is that what she means?
Correct. And look at it is with Elite now. They chopped Elite down to make Elite 2 hours regardless. And like non gymnastics fans love that shit. And I hate that shit with a passion.
You wish it was
And
longer or shorter?
not necessarily like gymnastics meets to me should be 3 hours long. That's how it used to be. Now they chopped it down to be about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I
It's
don't like
always
it.
too short. When a good meet ends, I'm always like that. I want more.
Cause like the Super Six was 3 hour long competition, and they chopped that down to 2 hours being the final four or floor on
Yeah,
the
What
floor.
do you
because it
think was the
sounded
longest
better.
Olympics? Which Olympics had the longest
For
competitions?
Mm.
definitely the ones with compulsories
Mm.
because compulsories are long
But what
as
if we just
fuck.
talked about team optionals or team all around or just all around final?
Well, it depends on, the 3 up 3 count scenarios are going to go faster than, let's say, 90 the 96
Absolutely.
2000 teams, because they were competing six people.
Okay, so 2000 and previous. Do-
I would say maybe 96 because 96 gave you um
There were so
A
many
top
different
eight,
emotions and waves of emotions in '96. It was crazy.
and they gave you two different divisions of team. They gave you session one and a session
That's
two
right. That's
of
right.
8 through 5, and then 4 through 1. So most people ever have only ever saw 4 through 1 where the Americans won, but there was a whole other 2.5 hour competition 5 through 8. So I would go 96.
Weren't there multiple sessions in '92 as well, or in '88, or was it just that they was that just for
I don't think '88 had that
compulsories?
many people because the Soviet they didn't certain people.
No, they did have no in 88 there was 2 sessions, and the only reason I know this is
'88 was fully
because
attended,
the
Shayna.
American
So which one was it? The '84s.
'80 and '84 were both boycotted by different
Yeah. So
countries.
those weren't long then.
No, but '88 was fully attended. And what were you gonna say, Michaela? How do you know that?
That's-
maybe 92, because I just don't remember 92 like that, like what
Yeah,
happened.
I just am holding on to this memory of um, Wendy Bruce saying Wendy Bruce and Dominique Dawes. They were put in. It was like the Americans had. There were three different sessions, but was it just compulsories or was it optionals as well? Where like Wendy Bruce and Dominique Dawes were in the first session. It was they split the team of six into two, two, and two. Is that sound right? And so the scores were
What?
building. So Wendy Bruce and Dominique Dawes got really low scores, even though Dominique had great routines compared to uh, Shannon and Kim in the later
The
sessions.
issue is with the issue is in 92, it's hard to find accurate coverage because 92 they never air the gymnastics live. It was always taped. So every version that you've ever watched is edited in some way, shape, or form. So, like, Dominique Dawes went up first on bars, but if you watch some coverage, she went up last. She went
That's
up
what
in
I'm
the
talking about.
middle.
I'm pretty
She
sure
was
that they split it up. It might just be for compulsories, but I don't think the Americans all competed at the same time. I think that they competed three different sessions throughout the
Really?
day.
That makes
And
no.
my if
what?
you're interested in learning more,
No.
I would recommend I learned this if I'm remembering it accurately, which I'm pretty confident, from Gymnastic interviewed Wendy Bruce years ago, and it's still up. Wendy Bruce was like, yeah, their judges were totally like, I didn't deserve high scores, but Dominique Dawes did, and Dominique deserved to be in the later sessions, but the U.S. coaches, Bella Caroli or someone, was like, no.
What she meant was later up in the lineup, which she was absolutely
I
correct.
remember her
Because
talking about it was hours between each sessions. Maybe she is misremembering it, but I remember her talking about they were at
Are
totally different times during the day.
are you? We're gonna have to look it up. That'll
what
be.
I think he's
We're
talking
gonna find
about,
this
what I think he's talking
information.
about is what, instead of saying sessions, what I think she means is rotations. I think she meant like they would do vault. It was a long time before they went to do bars, because I think in 92 in compulsories, I don't think they did subdivisions. I just think everybody did like. Oh, I don't remember. I don't.
We're
Oh, I
gonna
don't
look
want to
that up and
lie.
have that for the
Are you
next
gonna
show.
look it up, Michaela, or are you not that interested?
I'm not that interested, to be honest. I could
Okay,
care
then me
less.
and Shayna will do it.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yay, y'all. See, that's why we have 4 or 5 co-hosts now, so I won't have all this
But I would
pressure on me
genuinely
anymore.
recommend it to anyone who's even a little bit interested because she was very candid in this interview and she said a lot of other things that I didn't know about. She talked about how she never
But a lot
got
of
taught any
people,
technique and every skill she did, she was just chucking it.
it could. Another thing with Jim Castis interview, and I'm not talking shit about Jim Castis because I absolutely love them. They don't push back on their guests when they're blatantly lying
It's
about
their
things.
choice. They're entitled to
So
do that.
they are absolutely entitled to do that, but it makes it hard for like when you're listening to her interview and you believe in everything Wendy Bruce is saying. And I'm just like, that didn't happen. I remember that's not true.
Okay, so the Wendy Bruce episode, it's their whole entire 1992 Barcelona Olympic recap episode. She's just a co-host on that episode, and they interview her. I'm looking for a
Dope.
transcript.
So she talks about the Betty Okino and her over Kim Kelly and all of that.
Totally, totally. It's great. You would like it, Shayna. Michaela would like it too, on a different day, in a different mood.
Because I saw a Vanessa Adler interview, and I can't remember who did it, but she didn't really go into detail about her old coaches and mindset. It was
It was Jim
yeah,
Castigs. Jim Castigs did them all.
so because I be really wanting to see like how you was feeling during that time.
And that's why I created this podcast because for whatever reason, the when the gymnasts go to gymnastics and they're very careful, and I'm not hating it, it's just a thing. Like
How
I
would you
want to
feel
listen.
about listening to a part of it right now?
I would like to finish going over our preview for the NCAA and not
Sorry, by right now
we
I
can
meant
listen to it.
tonight, like while we're still on the air or whatever.
Like if we don't finish our NCAA preview in the next 15 minutes, I'm gonna end the show and go to sleep. That's how I feel. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking, everybody. Y'all have at least another hour and a
Oh
half from
wow.
me.
Okay.
But
I thought you were dead serious.
no, I have to go to work in the morning, but
I have to
it's
go to work in a
NCAA. I
couple
really want to.
hours, so but
Oh,
I'm good.
Well, let's wait and see how we feel. Maybe you'll be in the mood then when we finish.
So
okay.
for the rest of we have Southern Utah at Utah, LIU at Air Force, and then we have a Stanford, Boise State, UC Davis at Washington to round out Friday. I'm excited to see Stanford, and I want to see how they look. Um,
Which website are you on to look at the schedule?
I'm on balance beam situation right now.
Great.
So,
But everybody, Anna Barbosa is not competing Friday with Stanford. She's not going there until next
oh,
year. Calm down.
broccoli.
Calm down.
Um,
So we're on Saturday now?
we're on Saturday. Towson, Penn, Westchester at Rutgers. I found out Penn has a gymnast who first ever gymnast to successfully compete
Junior
in one and
people
a
in
half.
the
I don't know her name. I'm sorry.
Why
Um,
do people, I feel like people treat Penn, that's U Penn or Penn State?
the University of Penn. Yeah,
I feel like people like literally treat them differently. Like people give them more grace or celebrate their accomplishments more than other teams. Like why are they a fan favorite? Is that just me?
um, I don't know. Whoever came across of it, they wanted to post it. Um,
But I've seen other
it's a
things like that.
milestone, so it may be growth for them to, first gymnast to ever do a Yachenko one and a half at the school. Like the same way with Talladega last year, first year in the program, and they have a national champion on their division. So,
Speaking of Kristen Johnson, do you think her new school, Temple, has already had Yurchenko one and a halves?
probably so.
But yeah, she goes to a much stronger school. Not a top school,
Oh, so
but a
she's not the
much
star at
stronger.
Temple?
And they
Mm.
have a big ass meet. They have is that six?
Woo! Oscar. Hold on, Shayna. Oscar, I'm trying to get this girl on the show. So stop asking me questions that I have to be honest. Okay?
That is
Stop.
Penn State, Auburn, Arizona State, Maryland, and Temple. Is that a six team meet, or are they splitting it up?
What did you say?
The
I'm so sorry,
Lone
baby. I didn't hear
Star,
you.
it's not a choir meet. It's 6 teams there. Look like 1, 2, 3, 5 teams. It's
Maybe
five
it's
teams.
a try me.
Penn State, Auburn, Arizona State, Maryland, and Temple.
Look there. Oh, I don't know. That's a great question.
It's
How
not
do how do
televised.
you generally figure out um where like I can't figure out how to tell which division a school is in or which conference a school is in either.
You'd have to
You
look
have to
at
look
the
it up because
roll
it's
to
hard.
nationals.
And it makes no sense geography wise why people are where they are
You got to
at
do the roll
anymore.
to nationals,
'Cause It used
and
to
that'll
be,
have each
it used
conference.
to be when it very first started based on
Yeah,
geography.
Where could I find that? In
roll
the
to nationals.
charts? I'm on their website, but I'm not
Go
sure
to
where to
women.
find
It
it.
should say women at the top,
Okay.
and that'll have the
Um,
rankings. But if you want to go to individual schools, it's somewhere.
I just want to know which division and which conference a school like Temple is in, or LIU.
So you would go to women, and
It should be a
then you go to
division.
teams.
Wait, team map
Is
or
Temple
all
a Division
team
One school?
charts?
Did you go? You went to roll to nationals, right?
Yes, and I clicked on women.
And you don't see where it says standings, team, schedule, charts, videos.
I see attendance, NCAA championships, national appearances, team maps, 24 by 24 comparison, academic ranks, All Americans, regionals locked, and all teams charts.
Show your screen.
Mm,
Or you could just look it up on Google. That was my suggestion.
this is busted, sorry. Can you read this?
Yeah, and where look, you see standings, you see teams up there at the top.
Oh, above it.
Yeah.
Standings teams.
Uh huh.
I
And
clicked
then
on
you go, and then it should have a drop down of all the teams.
LIU roster. Oh, goodness. Okay, well, that was helpful already. Thank you.
Oh, I didn't know Jasmine Fauberg was an assistant coach for LIU.
Oh, that's good for her because Maggie Haney did a hell of a job on that one.
It doesn't show it though. Oscar team rankings, team
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
consistency. So how I used to know who was what or where, when you go to women and you go to the standings and you look at the standings, they have the conference they're in and the division after the numbers.
Sorry, could you repeat that, please?
If you go to the standings,
Mm-hmm.
and then you would see Oklahoma's one, LSU's two, Michigan State is three.
Oh, it does say which division they
So
are.
it has conference and the division.
That's great. Thank you so much. So it turns out LIU is Division One.
Hmm.
I'm surprised. I didn't think they
That's your
would be.
home school, right? Well, that's the closest to you, right?
I believe so, yeah.
What about Rutgers? How far are they from you?
I think they're further because I thought they were in New Jersey.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, I think they're in Newark, but I could be
I'm,
wrong.
I don't know the demographics of because you might be on the outskirt. You know,
I'm in Brooklyn, which is closer to,
my friend
which is
lives in
technically like Long Island.
my friend lives in Brooklyn.
Lovely. You should come visit them and we can go to an LIU meet together, all three of
Ooh,
us.
I'm not coming to New York to go to an LIU meet unless LSU is going against them.
No, you're coming to New York to visit your friend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're saying when you visit your friend, you're not gonna make time to go to LIU? Okay.
Not to an LIU meet. I'm sorry. No,
Okay, Miss High Standards.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't. I mean, if I
Can I tell y'all, I thought LIU and Missouri was the same team for many, many years because the way Missouri does their abbreviations, I thought LIU and Missouri was the same team
LIU became
for
a
many, many
program, what,
years.
like 3 or 4 years ago?
What is their abbreviation? MO?
I don't know, but I thought this whole time I thought Helen Who went to LIU, so I'm like, oh,
I
that's
think
tough.
Missouri's abbreviation is just MO. And yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the other one I wanted to see? Temple.
Um.
Temple
So
is
yeah,
Division
we.
One as well. Kristen
Yeah.
Johnson is a Division One athlete now. Okay, good for her.
So back to the meets. They have the Lone Star meet, which is not streaming. Sad. The second session of the Sprouts Quad meet with LSU, Cal, Oklahoma, and Utah. I do know that LSU is starting on vault, and last year you
What's up with these big ass meats not having no like? And then I was watching Gymnastics podcast from this week, and they were at the um Pacifica one, and they were like, it was such a horrible ass meat, and it just makes no sense for
and no
these
one was in the
meats to
stand.
have so many sponsors. And because they don't sell the tickets, they just started selling those tickets two
Yeah.
weeks ago.
One school
Mhm.
is in a singular conference for all sports, right?
They gotta get their revenue up,
Yeah.
child. They got it. That
Is that
stuff
correct
like
though?
that. Stuff
Yes.
like
Okay.
that, Michaela, is why I miss the championships at um schools. Because regardless of how you feel, if Georgia or Utah has home field advantage whenever the NCAAs come to town, at the end of the day, you're going to have packed stands of people.
I personally feel like if you won the championships last year, you should have first rights to host the championships for this year.
Because Oklahoma is not known for having no more than maybe 3,000 people in their stands. So, you're going to always have the conferences that have regardless of how bad ever, Georgia or Alabama is, their season tickets still, outweigh Michigan State or Kentucky based on just the demographics and the venues that they're in. LSU has been, 12,000 a meet. Utah 11, 12,000 a meet. Florida 8, Auburn 8, you know. So I miss having those championships on college campuses. Now I understand they want them. They changed it because of the podium. They want the championship to feel like a championship. So then that means you may need to put it in their arena in the city wherever they from or closest to. I guarantee you, if they have an NCAA championship at a River Center or a Smoothie King in New Orleans, it's going to be packed to capacity. 10, 11,000 people are going to be there. So then you have these meets around the country like,
But the NCAA have to do a better job at marketing gymnastics, not just to little girls. And that's one of the biggest issues is that as an adult fan, I went to the NCAA 2022. I felt a little bit uncomfortable because it was so child focused that I'm just like, do y'all not want adults to come to this
and
shit?
and it's
Like,
like
I
the only adults
just
that come are the parents of those children or the parents of
yeah.
the
And then, okay,
athletes.
like I I understand maybe not, but I mean, like, why not have a bar? Like, grown people would drink y'all down and watch gymnastics. That's what we do at
Ugh.
home. Like, and why does y'all bar have this sucky ass beer and wine? Like, why not have real drinks? Like, But it's just
That's
Me
that, Michaela.
personally, I
That's
can't
why I
stand the
stopped
drinking
going.
culture, but there is a bar at Nationals for elite and at the US Classic, all types of elite meets.
I feel the same way you do feel, Michaela, because at the end of the day, my big grown ass up in here trying to fit in these seats. That's kind of why I kind of like my phobia of people and just big crowds changed over the
me too.
years at LSU because when I used to go in in middle school, I started going in middle school. I started going in sixth grade. My friend mother used to work either at a news station. I think she worked for WAFB, the local news, and they would get free tickets because either affiliated with LSU or however. And he came to school one day and gave me free tickets, and I brought my whole family even though I was always intrigued with watching it on TV, but going in person just changed my whole perspective of it. Then I had somebody to root for. It wasn't but maybe 1,500 people in the stands then. So then now it's like if you don't get season tickets, you all the way in the damn Raptors with 12,000 people. You got to go walk across through, and then you got these badass kids kicking you in your back
Mm,
and all. It's like I don't like the in person meets no more like how I used to. That's why I just watch all the shit on TV now.
that's so interesting. That you sound a lot of what you said sounds really similar to when my aunt, I was visiting her in LA and I can't drive, so she drove me and I bought her a ticket to the UCLA home meet. And she was like, she hated how crowded it was and how far up we had to sit and stuff like that.
Yeah, I used to be basically. I had a friend who I went to school with. Another friend, once I got to high school, she liked gymnastics too. I don't know if y'all know her, but on Facebook, her name is Carla Culberson. She has I don't know her disability, but she's in a wheelchair. But we used to go to
Hmm.
meets back in the day too. We would sit on the floor. So
Wow.
then it's like it changed for her now. Like she can't be on the floor with wheelchair accessibility. Now she has to be up in the stand, like the second row now, where you can just pull up into a spot where wheelchairs are. Like so much has changed once the revenue come in, and like I say, the thousands and thousands of people. The parking is terrible, but a sporting event you got to make sacrifices. I understand, but I'm all for Michaela. Like they want clear bag stuff now, so you barely can't bring anything in the venues
Yeah,
anymore.
like even Addis, like last year, he was having issues because like when Addis goes, he like to make signs for the girls and stuff, and like they wouldn't let him into the arena with none of that shit. Like, and it's just like I understand safety, I understand protocol, and all this other good shit, but as adults, it's not fun. Like as adults, like especially in some of the cities, they choose to have some of these things, and it's like, what the fuck is there to do in Fort Worth, Texas? Anyways, like I'm literally going to Fort Worth, Texas to watch gymnastics and go
And
home. Like
and
that's
and
it. Like
also, like you say, majority. I know back in the day, it was the clients or the fans were heavy young girl centered for young adolescent teenage girls. And it has kind of evolved to where you have boys that are getting into gymnastics or watching it. But I know with Dee Dee and Jay, they really harped on like a family thing. Like it costs less than a movie to go to. $5 a person. You could eat. You could watch the crowds. You could watch the gymnastics. You was only there for an hour and a half, and you could go home. That's why they prefer to have them at 6 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock, so you can get your children home at a decent time. But I don't know. Maybe y'all can correct me, but it seems like a lot of fans are LGBTQ, and
They
a
are.
lot of
they
and
are,
a
and they
lot of
don't.
LGBTQ people don't have children.
They don't, and it's very uncomfortable because the gymnastics is very conservative. So,
Shayna doesn't know that
like for
I'm
me,
banned from USA Gymnastics.
Oscar is banned from going to USA Gymnastics meets. He's literally banned
Oh,
from
so
going to
you
USA
gonna come
Gymnastics
to New
meet.
Orleans and come to
No, that's not USAG.
National. Who is that?
That's Elite Gymnastics.
No, Nationals is in New Orleans
Yeah,
this year.
the Nationals are in New Orleans this year. I'm
Oh, they
going.
are? I'm so sorry. I
Yeah,
didn't know about that. I thought
I've
you were
never
going to
been to an elite.
nationals at
I am. I'm going to
NC2A.
that too. That's in a couple months.
Oh,
Before
you're
we
so
know it,
spoiled. I'm so
when we
jealous.
blink, when we blink, I'm gonna be in Fort Worth in April. Like we already, I'm about to be in the middle of January. Gymnastics season comes and goes quickly,
It
but
does.
the core hydration or whatever they call it now, they changes so many damn sponsor names. But those are in New Orleans this year as well in August, and I'm going to that too. I actually
That is
got me a
so
room.
amazing for you. I'm so happy for you
I've
that they're in your
never
city.
been to an elite meet before, ever. And I've never been to NCAA nationals before. I've been to regionals and I went to my first SEC championship this past year in New Orleans. So I was supposed to go in 2019 and I just don't have travel buddies. Now say you, Oscar or Michaela say, y'all, we want to go
Mm-hmm.
to Huntsville this year for the SEC championship. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna get in my car and drive 5 hours and meet y'all, or I'll catch a plane and meet y'all. But I don't have friends like that close to me to want to travel to go do things in gymnastics like that. That's why it was so great to see they are, Nisha. Other like-minded LGBTQ adults into the sport.
Mm-hmm.
To find
Hmm.
Michaelas and the Addixes of the world. It's a different scope and feeling than when I'm watching a Bridget Sloan, because she's not my friend and I'm not affiliated with her. I don't know her on a personal level. Then a
I
person
feel
like
that.
y'all just met me, but I feel like I've known Addix and Michaela all my life just because of where we're placed in life. So I don't have my brothers and sisters, they don't like gymnastics like I do. And y'all, I used to drag their ass to the meets. They've all been to the meets. My mother, my brother, both of my sisters, my cousins, so even other LGBTQ friends of mine I have brought. But it don't really be their thing because you have to really love gymnastics and you have to want to understand what the fuck they're doing.
I can
And
completely
people
relate.
and people are lazy, and gymnastics is not a sport that a lot of black families watch or get into. They get
No,
into what
not at
they
all.
mamas and daddies did when they were younger, which was go outside and go play basketball. And when you go to school, you're gonna go do some go get try out for the volleyball or the football team. But gymnastics is a white sport, just like tennis, just like soccer. So anything that's kind of like different, I don't have friends like that, you know.
Exactly. That's why one of the things when I learned about the gymnastics community, it really changed my life, and I really am. I know it's been dramatic over the last 5 years, but it's changed my life. It really changed my
Yes, it
life.
kept me out of trouble.
Me
Gymnastics
too.
kept me out of trouble.
Especially when I was a little, especially when I was a little girl, and I was so confused, and I didn't know what was going on with me and why this was
Hmm.
that, and gymnastics saved
Yeah,
my life.
it did for me too. It kept me out of trouble. It kept me out of harm's way because okay, I would go to the meets, and with my white friends at the time. We wasn't at home, or I wasn't with my cousins that weren't in doing the best things in life, to go down that path. So gymnastics changed my life and a passion for it. And to this day, my brothers and sisters is like, I don't know why you just a nerd. Like they don't understand my love for gymnastics. So, but it's just something
Hmm.
that just it's things you can only understand if you're the same way. But it's just I can't explain it to them
I
because
think
they
you
don't
and
understand it. They don't understand it, and we didn't grow up understand it.
And then too, like my mom, she can understand figure skating, but she cannot understand gymnastics at all. She cannot understand why the hell do I like to watch these damn little girls and boys flip. And when I was young, Gymnastics was my
Hmm.
friend where I didn't have any friends in real life. When I was young, gymnastics kept me company when I was by
Hmm.
myself because I was going through things
Internally.
mentally
Yeah.
that I couldn't even explain to people at the time. So I used to record every gymnastics
M-
competition on the
Me too.
VHS tapes. Oscar,
Me
I know you
too.
don't know. I know you don't know what a damn VHS is, but I
I
used to
do. You told
record
me this.
every.
I think
Michaela, it
it
is
made me cry
great.
when you told me that you went home to look for them and they weren't there.
Oh my god, I was so upset. Like 2 years ago, I went home because I was going to bring them all and have addicts convert them all into something so I could have them. But
Digitize.
my stepfather has destroyed all of because he did because it means nothing to him. It was just tapes with them old ass gymnastics competitions that mean absolutely nothing to him. And when I left the house, I should have took them with me, but I didn't. So I mean, it's not. They've been there for 10 years unused. It's not like I'm mad at him for it. I was hoping they was there, but I assumed he got rid of them a
Well,
long time ago.
I had tapes. I started I started videotaping meets in 1997.
Really, I recorded every competition from 1993 all the way up until
Oh my
2004 that they ever played
gosh.
on
I
TV.
What
was
an
90
amazing archive that would
I
be.
started in 96 watching it, but I started videotaping in 97. I started going to LSU meets in 98. But I started videotaping from 97 until after my mother passed away in July of 2008. So I
Oh,
think around April of 2009 is when I hit like a really bad depression, and I had gotten a bad car wreck and lost my car. But during that time, I had to move. So I moved like not down the street, but like walking distance. So I literally would get me and some friends, and we would move stuff. And every gymnastics tape that I had, y'all, I left in my apartment. Come back and
mm,
get. When I came back to the apartment, the key the
it was just
keys were
gone.
locked. The doors were changed. And I told him I wasn't finished with everything. Well, he was being an asshole about it because I had to break my lease, which the lease had already been gone, girl. Years of tapes just gone. And it wasn't just, it was a lot of stuff. Because, like I say, Michaela, if you know, when you're going through things at that time, you understanding who you are. It wasn't just gymnastic stuff. It was elite stuff. It was college stuff. It was stuff like the real world. It was things that I used to watch as a child that was close to me because no one understood me. And to lose all of those tapes from all of those years, it was just devastating.
That's really tragic. I'm so sorry for both of you.
Okay, well, I have a story that I'll tell you the time I stopped talking to my mom for a year because of damn gymnastics in my tape. So I went to college for about a year in the year
At
2000,
Florida
right?
Hmm.
as well.
And when I was
That's when I
yes, I went to
well,
it was a school
that's
called
when I went to high school in 2000.
Well, it
Girl,
sounds like you're
stop
only a
it.
quad behind Michaela, right?
Yeah, I'll be 40 in April.
Yeah, she's about 4 years younger than
You
me.
started filming in 97, you
So
started in 93.
yes. So um so when I was in, so I never watched the Sydney Olympics live, right? I recorded it, but I never got to watch because I was in class. So what I said I was going to do was I was going to record the entire gymnastics Olympics and not watch it. And then when I got a moment, I was going to watch everything, right?
Sounds so fun.
I got to watch it one time, one time. Now I have a brother. He was a very talented high school football player. He went to college at OU and he eventually went to the NFL. So this bitch, oh, I'm still mad about it to this day, recorded over my fucking Olympics for one of his football games. And she did it on purpose. I know she did it on purpose because I purposely said, please don't use this tape. But it was her baby and she needed something to record this damn
Oh,
I was
she
so mad at
recorded. I
that
thought it was your
bitch.
brother.
No, it was that bitch. So sorry.
Ooh, that would piss me off too.
Yeah, I left the house and didn't come back home for a year.
Baby, my people already knew don't touch it or you're gonna lose a finger. They already knew I would get violent so quick.
Oh my
You touch
goodness.
any of my shit, I don't care who you are, you're gonna see about me.
Well, it was more. See, I know what it is now. It was because I was starting to transition and she didn't like that shit. So she was just doing shit to get me out the house. So when I finally left the house, I was like, okay, fine, bitch, bye. So then she started begging me to come back. It was,
Yeah.
That sounds really difficult.
Ooh, yeah. We all got a story, baby. You
But I
just
think every single person deserves, no matter what it is, to have support from the people that are in their lives for whatever their interests are or hobbies. Like, it's not harming anyone to be interested in gymnastics, and it feels good, obviously, to be supported. Even if you don't want to, do the most, there are ways to show your support, and that means a lot.
yeah. But certain cultures, and I'm just speaking on black culture, those type of things are not,
yeah,
celebrated. Diversity and inclusion where you can't think
No,
about those type
certainly
of things
absolutely.
not.
in 2000s, in the 99s and 2000s, everyone kind of, you know, stuck to one way. That's what I'm saying. Even just about gymnastics, black parents, they wasn't understanding why my child, who's already feminine, wanting to look at gymnastics at these white girls, because you didn't see many black girls flipping. You saw majority white.
Absolutely.
Why are they watching them? Why they not watching the black people on the basketball?
Oh, yeah, my brother. Oh, my brother used to get on me so hard because he didn't know shit about gymnastics, but he knew one thing. Shannon Miller used to always beat Dominique Dawes. And I could be like, what you tell? Well, she ain't that good because she. And he used to ridicule me so hard about that shit. Even to this day, he'll just throw in some shit like, she ain't no Shannon Miller.
Ah!
And I'm just like,
Nobody was a Shannon Miller though. So
but see, now I'd be like, yeah, you're right. Because now he don't realize that I'm Team Shannon Miller now. So yeah, you're
yeah.
right. Like, when I was younger, I couldn't appreciate her because Dominique
Hmm.
Dawes. But now as an adult, Jenny Miller was clearly better than Dominique. I know this, but I still love Dominique
Yeah.
more.
You know.
I didn't know that you felt that way. That you think Shannon Miller is
Oh
clearly
yeah, I
better.
mean, not
What?
okay. When I say
Take
clearly
it back.
better, I mean she has a better winning
Yeah.
record.
Oh, okay,
She
that's
Because
has a
Shannon,
specific.
better
her
winning.
accolades. Shannon was between when she first came out
Yes, you can't shit on
until
her
about the
accolades. You can't.
94 year.
But
That was
it's
Shannon Prime.
at the same time, her accolades are not exactly representative of their talents.
Not Dominique Dawes, because Dominique Dawes could not,
No,
when it was high level situations, she falter.
And she
and then if
faced
I'm going to be
racism in the sport that Shannon didn't. And that affected her judges
absolutely,
and her
but if I'm
results.
but not internationally, more on the national level. Internationally, they always put Dominique ahead of
Yeah, because
Shannon.
Those
Dominique was
But
things
supposed to win a
affect each
couple of those
other.
them world
Lineups,
championships.
lineups,
absolutely,
that affects it.
No, not
Yeah.
really, because
How could that not affect it though? If
because
the
the
US coaches are putting her up early.
but Dominique still was making finals. Dominique Dawes did it to herself when Dominique Dawes fell on vault 2 years in a row at a world championship. That's why she wasn't the world champion those years, and went to Shannon.
But
well,
you
and
could
that's
make all
why I
these
have to
arguments like,
hold
well,
on.
maybe if the coaches had put her in better positions in 92 at the Olympics, if she had been on the 92 worlds, 91 worlds, maybe she would have more confidence, more experience, and she wouldn't have made those mistakes.
It was a lot with Dominique Dawes' early career, but I will say her middle of her career, not the end of her career, the middle of her career,
I mean, you could say that
other
about.
than
You don't think them
'96.
people was talking about
Hold on.
Gabby being black in a dominated sport, and that girl went to the Olympics and won, beat all them white girls. So I understand. changed.
But Gabby had Dominique to look at. Dominique didn't have nobody really to look at
She
like
had a
that.
black
But
teammate in Betty Okino.
Betty Okino was in the same position as Dominique, falling all over the place. Like
So
they could.
I'm just saying, I understand what Oscar's saying, but when you get to where you get to, you got to show it.
Can we speak about Betty Okino one good time? Just one good time. In 1991, them judges thought if Betty Okino had the same difficulty as Kim, Betty Okino would have won because they was giving that
I
girl
I was
stupid
just going
high
to say I
scores.
think Betty Okino was actually a bit overscored.
If she had a harder flow routine, she would have won that competition.
Because Shannon once Shannon hit her growth spurt after the '94 season, she started gaining weight and Shannon was injured a lot more. So '95, she was basically non-existent. She limped her way on the '96 team. She was so good on balance beam and she contributed to everything else. But then here we go again. Dominic Dawes, same opportunity. They get to all around final. They both mess up.
You know what? You just reminded me of we literally never did who would have won the 96 and 2008, right?
We sure didn't, but it still would have been Lily Apocalypse in my book.
I
It would have
Moki
been Moby
Lawn.
Love.
No,
It would have been Moby
Mo was
Love.
second.
I
Nah,
wait,
look at the scores that
Shayna.
were
I think
given
Moki
Mo.
Long literally could have beat Lily on maybe not floor because they were giving Lily a stupid high scores on floor, but she could have beat her on bars, beam, and ball for.
Easily, because they were scoring Moby Law like 9.85s with like huge ass steps on landings. Like so they were about to give her like 9.9s and she would have stuck her.
She was
Like,
getting nine
yeah,
nines on bars and
Hmm.
beam.
like Moby Law would have won easy. And you know who else? I don't think Lilia Pocapaeva would have beat Svetlana Horkina if Svetlana Horkina would have not been,
See,
had errors.
Ooh.
Horkina wasn't even in my. Horkina didn't have the difficulty on floor
So
to really
so
compete.
so
Because she was
Michaela,
hurt
who
in
would have
96.
won between Corkina and Dawes?
Dawes.
Don't do this to me.
I'm telling y'all, I don't know where the paperwork is. I have it written down. I looked at like the compulsory and I looked at what they scored in the team final and then I did kind of like an average with the routines that they fell from. It was Lilia
Will
and
you
then
try to
Mo.
locate it for next show?
It was Lilia, Moe line, and then it was no, Dawes
Dawes.
was fourth, I think. It was
She's about to say Simona Amanar, Gina
Simona. It was
Dogia.
Simona. It was Simona Amanar.
I knew it.
It was
Uh,
Simona. Corkina was
what was Dawes' weakness? Her
Corkina was
ball?
low. Corkina was like seven. It was
Because Herkina was injured in 96, so she did not have
no,
her
she really
best.
only had a bar
Oh,
routine that could compete, and she fell on that. So it was like it didn't boost her up enough. Her beam was like 9.7 max when you got Shannon Miller, Dominic Dawes, even Mochiano was scoring 9.85s on beam during that time.
Amanar was
yeah, because
overscored.
So it was like Corkina had her vault, but it wasn't going over 9.7. You got Moe Line doing your chinkle double, getting a damn 9.9, and Simona Amanar getting a 9.867 something. Corkina was getting 9.6s on floor because she didn't have the difficulty. It was
yeah,
she
Herkina
it was
really was
nine.
hurt in
96
96.
was not her year. So those were my three. It was Lilia Mo, and then I think Simona. Then it was Dominic Dawes.
But
Then it was
Simona was so
somebody else.
overscored. Yeah, Simona.
But those were the scores she had after I mean, we can only play the game with
Yeah,
what she
we got
had.
to give them. I mean, you could say some people were a little overscored than others or underscored, but we base it off who fell or who did not go
So,
to their
so Shane,
potential.
let me just Shane, Shayna, let me just for the next show, which is Monday, because okay, so we could do this Monday because Monday we do recap, so we could do
Yes,
this
I
Monday.
finally have a
So,
computer so I can participate as well.
Mhm.
so the question, so I just got a question. What you did was replace errors they had in the all around
Yeah.
finals and then
No,
change those scores to what they did in
I'm
team
not saying it was
finals, or
averaging
even?
scores.
No, I average scores. I kind of was averaging, but I didn't do it in depth with the 96. Basically, what I did was if for team finals, if you scored a 9.7 on vault, and then for the all around final, you scored a 9.725, I'm not really going to change and buffer it because it's still close. But if you was a 9.7 on vault in team final, and then in a team in the all around, you fail, then I'm going to add the 5/10 to average it. I'm not going to boost you up to like something that you
Mm.
astronomically cannot really score based off of this one routine that you failed. Like Dominique Dawes fell on floor, but she was strong on the other three. That's why she was ended up either being third or fourth because of based on that night and what she could have scored. Now for the 2008, y'all, I went in depth with them hoes. I went for the nationals, the both nights of trials, the Olympic first round and the finals and redid it for those for Chelsea.
It was a different uh setup, right? Different
Yeah,
question. It
yeah.
was just who would be two
If
per
everybody
country
was
of the
hurt,
Americans.
who would have been if Chelsea had did her full difficulty and wasn't sick? I mean, wasn't hurt, and if Alicia did a bar routine type
Oh, I forgot
situation.
about that. That's so
Yeah,
fun. Okay.
Who do you? Well, what was your results with that one?
it was Sean.
Well, Sean qualified over
It was Sean.
Nastia in the
It was
qualification.
Sean. She was consistently the better gymnast that
I don't
quad.
think Sean was ever going to be bumped out. It was between
Nasty
And
or
because
it
Chelsea?
Nastia fell
still
on bars
Nastia.
on her dismount.
Yeah, and it was still Nastia because Chelsea didn't. Chelsea just didn't have the vaults that quad. We could have, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but
But
was she
we
gonna
should
do the one and a
definitely
half?
try. We should calculate what she would get with the DTY
I
if we're
think I
gonna
did.
give Alicia a good bar routine.
I think I did. I gotta find it though, y'all. It's been so long ago, but I'm gonna find it.
It's okay. I'll be prepared for Monday because I know what I'm going to do with the Atlanta. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the girls' best scores from that year and put them together and see where
What?
where they were at.
The whole year?
Just the best score from the
Domestics?
year, not every domestic, international. They competed a lot in
But
'96.
Yeah,
not
because
all
they
of the
had
girls from different countries competed the same amount of times.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just doing the top five. So it's just
they
going to
had a
be
world
Dominique,
championship in
Mokula, Lilia.
'96.
They
I
didn't
said
do a
they had a
who?
world championship that year before the after
They
the
truly did.
Olympics.
But not all of those top
They
five
truly
went
did.
to those worlds. Mokulan, was she there?
She's the only one that wasn't. No, Lilia wasn't. But Mo Elan went to do her China national, so I'm going to use those scores. And Lydia, I'm going to use her Olympic scores because, I mean, why not? I mean, Lydia had a
Do
great
you know why
Olympics.
Lilia didn't go to those worlds?
Because she probably was hurt. No, Lilia had
She just did Europeans. I
those
mean,
world championships was after the Olympics or before the Olympics.
before the Olympics, like those worlds was like 2 weeks before nationals that
Okay,
year.
so that was a
So,
preparation for a lot of them, and some a lot of because I didn't know this, but Elena Protonova was supposed to be on that team.
The Olympic team,
yeah,
not
she
the
was
world
hurt.
team, right?
Yeah, the Olympic team because she was hurt, and you see how that.
Did y'all know that's where Amy Chow got the child named after her, that '96 Worlds, because she was there. She just fell all over the place.
I didn't know
And
that.
I didn't know that, no.
yeah, she actually did the child two there by mistake.
Those worlds were
Mhm.
strange.
How many bar? How many
They
bar
were
She
titles
did
did
the
Horkina
Chow
end
too,
up
you said?
winning?
she did. You should look it up and share the
Okay, I'm
How
gonna.
many?
video.
How many bar titles did Horkina win at Worlds?
95, 97,
96 too. She tied with somebody in 96.
96. Okay, 95, 96,
99,
97, 99,
2001.
2001. That was her last one in 2001.
That's a lot of damn titles for one of apparatus.
That's five.
And that's true, RJ. In 96, I mean, 92, when Bella Caroli tried his hardest to steal Dominique from Kelly
Yeah.
Hill, and she wouldn't go, they kind of was like, oh, okay, well, fuck you, then, bitch. And
Because didn't him and Steve Nuno used to have like words back in the day? Yeah,
all the
Steve Nuno
time.
say you ain't finna bitch my regardless of what you think, my gymnast is the best one out of the American. You ain't finna touch Miss Miller.
And Kelly Hill just did not have those cojones to challenge Bella like that. And plus, I don't think Dominique, she was such a fragile gymnast. She couldn't handle Steve Nuno or Bella Caroli and them. Like, she would have been retired a long time ago. I know later on in her life, she says she wished she would have did it, but she couldn't.
She wishes she had
I
done
don't
what?
Wasn't
see it for
Dominique Dawes adopted?
her.
Wait, later
No,
on she wishes she had done what?
Who was her parents?
her mom and her dad, they just was divorced.
I don't know why I'm thinking that she was adopted by somebody white.
She lived with Kelly Hill. Like Kelly Hill basically stole her from Kelly Hill basically stole her from her parents,
Because they
basically.
never showed, like, you would see Carrie Strug's family, you would see
They did it one
family, but
time.
I never remember seeing Dominique Dawes.
If you go back to the 1994 World Championships, they did a fluff. Was it Worlds or Nationals? I don't remember, but they did a fluff piece about her family and how messy her parents' divorce was, and how her father was an
Correct.
alcoholic and was
They
stealing all the family
never go against
money.
white
And
people's
her
family like that. Why would they do that to her, girl? That's how I say.
and how her brother had autism back in the day when they didn't know what autism was, and how she used to jump on the trampoline with him to make him feel better. But Kelly Hill was like, "Don't go home. Come stay here and do gymnastics. Fuck your brother. Fuck your family. Do gymnastics."
Do you
It's
have
not funny.
a link to? I'm not finding Amy Chow at 96 Worlds. I can't even confirm she was
It
there.
was in
It looks. I'm finding videos from a
June.
professional World
And
Team
she lucky.
Championships.
Miss Child lucky that her ass, that
June. Hold on, let me
that
look for
Spice
it.
Girl
Oh
thing
gosh.
was put on that team.
Hold on, I'll
Cause
be
she
right
about
back.
broke her neck on beam trying to make that team, poor baby.
I would love to see Amy Chow do the Chow too.
Well, since we've been off, I want to finish this. What we originally was supposed to be doing is going through these meats because we didn't want
Go
switched up
for it.
that to. I'm gonna just do some that stick out to me. They have the BYU at Oregon State. Oregon State's meets are going to be free since they don't have no home. So all those are going to be free to watch. Um, they have the last session of the Sprout Squad meet, which is UCLA, Arkansas, Kentucky, and Ohio State. I will be watching that one because that'll be the only one on, and I'm interested to see how those teams stack up. I'm really
You,
kind of high on Ohio State. I hope they have a little more difficulty on vault and floor so they
but
can really compete.
you're also gonna watch the LSU Cal one, right?
That's earlier in the day. Yeah, I'm gonna watch
Okay.
all the that day, but when they all put together like simultaneously, it's kind of hard. Like anytime LSU is on, I'm watching them. It doesn't matter who else is on at the time. I'm
They're the
watching.
priority.
they're gonna always be my priority. But say like they're not competing, and like tomorrow at 6, we're gonna have Michigan State, Nebraska, and Florida, while Fisk, Wilbur, and Kent State is on, while Iowa State and Iowa are gonna be on, and then 30 minutes later is Alabama. So it's like a lot be going on during those times. But for this Saturday, that UCLA, Arkansas, Kentucky, Ohio State, that's gonna be a good meet. Arkansas and Kentucky start their season as well as Ohio State. I love their coach at Ohio State. I think they
What?
I
Did
like
you
Mary.
know? Did you know Amy Chow did a double layout dismount off bars in
Never,
1999?
never.
Me neither. I'm shocked. It was
Uh,
really piked though.
Sunday has a lot of meets, but a lot of Division 1 and 2 teams. Georgia, Missouri, LIU at Denver, but you got to pay for that one. So hopefully Addicts will show it. And I kind of want to watch the Sacramento State and San Jose State, but you got to pay for that one too. So hopefully, somebody on YouTube will get it. That's really it. It's no really top team Sunday. So
Were
majority of
there
Saturday.
any meets from week one that you missed that you still haven't watched?
I didn't fully watch Michigan and Denver. I forgot what I was doing. I would go back and forth and I would see, well, this one fell and that one landed on her stomach and this one flew off beam. So I didn't really see the gymnastics to see what their capabilities are or what their potential. I think Denver has some good potential though.
Mm.
I went back and watched Missouri. I went back and watched Utah up until beam. I didn't watch the floor. I'm not a big Utah fan. I've never really been a big Utah fan. Um, but they're always a top team. So, and then if no one else, if it depends on who they're going against. So if they're going against like back in the day when they used to go against a Michigan or UCLA, that's when I watch them. I liked them when Ashley Postel and Gail Mackey and Rachel Tidd and them was on the team. I liked those girls. I liked Georgia DeBritz. But Michaela Skinner era and currently I haven't really cared for them. Um who else? I watched Michigan State.
I'm bad. If you look in the group chat, I sent a video from Vault from her at that World. I cannot find the damn video from her from Uneven Bars to save my life, and it's now aggravating me. So I'm sorry. I did my best.
Were those worlds even televised nationally? The
The
96
There are
world.
videos of the finals.
Yeah, I
the
have
finals, not the qualifications.
like in stadium finals. I never could find like a actual like
I've never
broad.
seen like a
The whole
broadcast, but
90.
I've seen routines where
I've seen
from the
Oh,
semifinals.
Shayna, just go to my Twitter page. It's somewhere up there. You just will have to scroll. But I posted the full 96 worlds before.
Really? Okay, good to know.
I'm gonna have to go scroll up, girl.
That's gonna take so long.
It's
But
gonna take so long because there was this one point I was focused on like certain years in gymnastics, and one year I did 96. So I posted every competition I could find in the thread from 96. This was like 6 months ago, so I post a lot, so that's just way down there.
what did you make of Amy Chow doing the double double, the Fabrichnova in 1994? Were you like, that's too much, or were you excited about it?
I was super excited about it. She's the first American gymnast to ever do it.
But like, it wasn't so clean. It didn't
Yeah.
matter. You weren't like,
I
you would
mean,
score
for
higher with a full twist.
Fabricna do it, it was about the same way that Fabricna did it.
I
Yeah.
know, but I just meant like you're like, was it not a situation where you're like, you would score higher if you just did a easier dismount?
Well, I was. Is she needed for star value
I
purposes
I
because
doubt it. She was doing such a difficult routine.
I don't understand why they just
She
didn't let
was
her.
doing such a difficult routine in '96. In '94, her start value was only like a 9.8. So yeah, she needed it for her start value.
Oh,
Cause,
her, I just watched her 94 routine. It looked really hard. She was doing 1.5 pirouette on the high bar.
and what was her
You
transition
know,
to?
she got this straddle 1.5 pair. That's technically a child as well.
Wasn't well, let me watch it again. I thought it wasn't an endo, not a stalder.
I think it was she did starter to a 1.5.
Also, while you were looking for that, I told Shayna that I never knew. I just watched Amy Chow do a double layout dismount off bars for the first time.
Oh my god, it was so bad in '99. I don't know why that was the decision for that skill.
I think I'm gonna stream the meet Saturday on Twitch.
Oh,
Do it.
no.
That sounds so
I think
fun. I'll try to watch on your
I think I'm
Switch.
the LSU, Oklahoma, and Cal and them.
Amy
Shannon, you
did.
have a Twitch?
I do. I play PC gaming.
Can we stream the show from your Twitch?
We can. I never thought about that.
Oh, thank God. So, because I really don't know nothing about Twitch, so I need
Yeah.
all my co-hosts to be social media experts in a different field. And I tried very hard with Twitch. I did, but I just can't figure that shit out for nothing.
Yeah, I have a Twitch.
So the the Love Gymnastics Twitch is going to be taken down, and we're going to start streaming from Shayna's Twitch from now on, y'all. Just like we're going to start streaming from Oscars
Why
down.
take it down? Just don't stream from it. Or stream from both. Don't take it down.
Okay, fine, but we're gonna for the for the one person that ever watches us on Twitch, we're gonna move over to Shayna's Twitch account. I mean, I can't promise y'all when, but shortly,
Yeah.
shortly.
Um,
Amy Chow
Just
was
like
doing
I'm
stalled
just
or
like
one and a half to a, a forward giant full on one arm to a
uh,
endo
I'll
to
put
a
it
pike
in.
Jaeger to the Chow salto.
Hold on, Nisha. Because I have two different Twitches, so I need to go to the one that I mostly use.
you ain't got to figure it out now, baby doll.
No, I'm gonna send it to Nisha so she'll know. Cause I'm gonna stream the meet. I'm gonna
Oh,
stream
okay.
Saturday. I'm not gonna stream tomorrow and Sunday, but I'm gonna stream LSU for
Oh
sure.
my God, Michaela, this vault from Amy Chow.
Huh?
This vault you sent from Amy Chow is so scary. She looked like she was
But
gonna die, and then she stuck it.
Her beam was scary at the Olympic trials too.
you wanted proof that she was at the '96 Worlds. That's the only proof I have.
I'm gonna look for the 96 stream that you posted. Do you think it shows up in your medias tab, or do you have to literally go
Yeah.
through your whole thing?
No, it should show up in my medias tab
Okay, that will make it slightly easier. She
because
landed
I am
so
gymnastics
low on that
media
DTY.
bitches. I am gymnastics media bitches.
What was that transition from high to low she used to do? It wasn't a complete pack, but what was that called?
It was named after her. It's the Stalder Pack Salto, the Chow Salto.
I hated it.
It
Oh,
wasn't named after her because she wasn't even the first American to do it.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
oh, is that just a myth? I grew up thinking that.
If you watch Larissa Fontaine, she did it first.
I said the same thing. Shout out to Larissa Fontaine.
But stuff like that happens all the time,
She was
shenanigans.
Stanford's for a very first national champion
Larissa
in
Fontaine was on the
gymnastics.
'93 Olympic team, so Amy Chow was on the next Olympic team. So if it got named after any American, it would be the Fontaine.
I miss Kathy Johnson Clark as well.
Did Cassie? Okay, this is the T. Okay, damn, we've been on for a long time, and I still have energy. Actually, maybe
Hmm.
I should just get off camera sometimes, and that would help. Okay, so the T is Inside Gymnastics posted that Kathy Johnson did a response to Anna Barbusa going to Stanford from
She
her
did?
Twitter feed. Let me finish. From her Twitter feed. So then I went to be like, damn, I haven't seen Kathy Johnson on Twitter for a long time. And
So where
I
did you
cannot.
hear that?
It's on Instagram. So then I went to go look for it. I'm like, damn, Kathy Johnson, I can't find Kathy. Did she leave it? Like, what the fuck is going on? So then I asked Shayna,
Did
and,
she block
and
me?
I think Kathy Johnson just blocked everybody gymnastics wise except but like certain media.
Can't you look for her on your secret, or not secret, but your other Twitters?
I looked for her on the Love Gymnastics and I couldn't find her. I
No, the
didn't look for
other
her.
one that doesn't have to do with gymnastics.
I know I never thought about it, but I will.
Okay, good.
Shayna looked for it, and it seemed like either Shayna's blocked or Kathy took down her page. So I don't know. Like,
I couldn't find her either, and I would be so shocked if she
Why she
blocked me,
blocked
because
me,
that means
baby?
she
I ain't
knows who
never
I
said nothing about her.
am. I don't think she blocked any of us. I think she just probably is not on Twitter. Maybe it was old news or fake news.
from Inside Gymnastics.
Send it. Show me what the post was.
Sure, give me 1 second.
Inside Gymnastics blocked me.
Really?
I was also so shook. I totally forgot that I once got not into it, but like I was once really harsh with Ollie Hogburn and Blythe Lawrence. Do you know who those people are? Vaguely? They're commentators. Um, well, anyway, they both had me blocked, and I was just so weak because I totally forgot. I was blaming them for not criticizing some like the FIG or the IOC or the European Gymnastics for not broadcasting the meets. Or maybe they were putting them up behind a paywall for the first time. Something like that. Inside Gymnastics. I would have loved calling your routines. Michaela, I'm so sure that she just commented that on Instagram.
No, look at the second picture I just sent.
Okay. Beloved, beloved. Well, maybe they just were wrong, but because Ana Barbosu is not even on Twitter. Like what?
But she could have saw it from a gymnastics source on Twitter that she hasn't blocked and then commented
I
on it.
think
And
she
then,
deactivated her account, y'all, because I'm on it from another page and I can't find it.
Yeah, look from your second page. I'm gonna look at Anna's Instagram and see if Kathy commented the same thing. Damn, everyone is in these comments. Everyone and their mother is congratulating her. Except one person. Shayna, are you still there?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm back. So they must be wrong.
You couldn't find it? You looked?
No, they must be wrong.
Well, the thing is where's Bar Connor? Because he didn't announce a retirement.
Mm, that's true. Have you commentated any meets this season?
Not that I know
Did we make it through all the meets for this weekend?
of. We
Not
did.
exact. We did? I thought there was the
Well,
Sunday ones.
isn't it, the Sunday ones are. It's a lot of. I don't want to be rude because it's going to be a lot of great gymnastics, but it's no top team Sunday except Georgia, Missouri at Denver.
Oh, well, that sounds exciting.
They got Yale, Bridgeport, and Cornell. Illinois, SCMO, SEMO, Eau Claire at Ball State. Bowling Green at Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan at Central Michigan, Rhode Island, Springfield, Utica at Cortland, La Crosse at Hamlin, Centenary at TWU, Rockport at Ithaca, San Jose State at Sacramento State. And
So
then
basically, you know,
Wilberforce,
watch Sunday.
I'm not watching Sunday. I'm gonna be trying to catch up on what I missed between Friday and Saturday.
Damn,
Um,
fucking lady.
and then Denver is on a paywall, so Georgia, Missouri, LIU at Denver is not free. You
Oh
have to pay.
no.
Yeah, but then
I,
Rutgers, William and Mary, Wilberforce will all be at Fisk. Does Fisk has a home gym now, or are they still using someone else's gym? Because they doing them and Wilberforce have two meets this weekend.
Oh, that's a Monday meet. Okay, cool.
Uh-huh.
Wait, the other one is on Friday?
Friday and Monday,
Wow. Wait, why do you think
but
they're competing against each other twice? Isn't that unusual?
because neither one of them have a conference, and they need to get their girls out there to compete. My thing is where is Fisk? Who is? Let me look up. I'm trying to be. No, let me be nosy.
What do you want to know?
I want to know if Fisk has a actual arena to compete gymnastics in. Because every
Mm.
year they were on the road, and the same for Wilberforce. It's like where are y'all going to be competing?
So it's not so unusual for two teams like that to face off against each other twice in 1 week?
I mean, it's unusual, but you got to think about it. These are two of the newest programs. They are not Division One teams, and they're HBCUs. And I'm on Fisk's. What the heck? Did Michaela? Do you keep up with them?
not really.
Why?
I mean,
Because of the history? Because I'm looking on here, it says
I don't hate fish gymnastics at all. It's just,
Price is going to be making history as the first gymnast honored by the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame.
Ooh, she deserves everything.
She's the first. She becomes the HBCU Sports first female athlete of the year. Um,
Mm-mm. So what 2 or 3 on each night except but Monday. I mean except but Sunday. What Friday night meet and what Saturday night meet should everybody look most forward to from everybody's opinion?
Okay.
Hmm,
Who's at Illinois again?
don't know. Um,
Nobody.
what's her name who had been there seemed like for 18 years? She finally graduated. The Asian girl. I think her name was Mia Sakokonda.
Mm. Oh, they have one. They have two elites. They have Leiden Saltness as a sophomore, and Chloe Cho as a freshman.
And I think that sophomore didn't compete last year. So, what is their coach name? Natalie Walsh. Walsh.
Let me look. But I think Leiden Saltness comes. She trained with Suni at her gym. Her her. It looks like Natalie Walsh exactly.
Uh huh. Yeah. She's a pretty good coach. I don't know. It's just their. You would think with that prestige of that school that they used to be good when they had the other coach there. They used to have some good girls on those teams. Never was a top 4 18, but they would always come. They won a couple of those championships, I think. Back in the day, but I don't know, y'all. I'm kind of really, I. It's a lot. Like if I want to answer Michaela for Friday, I want to see the Sprouts squad meet, the Michigan, NC State, Arizona, Clemson meet.
Mm.
And I want to see how Michigan and NC State bounce back from their ferocious first meets. And I want to see how Clemson look if they're going to be legitimate top, 15 to 25 team in
Again,
the second year. To be a second year team, you know, I might
did
not
it make
agree with the
nationals
coach.
last year?
They made the first they lost to Iowa State in the round robin, but they actually qualified to the in play the first night
Mhm.
of regionals, and they lost to Iowa State. But I'm more interested in seeing those teams than the Michigan State, Nebraska at Florida.
Not me,
Mm.
girl.
I
I
think
would
for
be
Friday it was I would choose the Florida Michigan State one.
if I
Those
could
people,
only. Now, well, I'm asking if you had to watch, like, clearly we're going to watch them all, but if you only had to watch one live and then you could watch the rest later on, which one would you watch live?
That one because you love Michigan State and I love Florida, so I want to see what's up.
yeah, I mean, just based on the fact that it's Michigan State and Florida, I would want to see them. But that other quad meet is going to be more interesting because it's going to be close.
I can see that
Agree.
for sure.
It's
Yeah.
going to be close between the four teams, so
But
that's going
I
to make
think that
for a more
their I
exciting
bet
meet.
I bet that their top score will be like not will be significantly lower than the
Well,
top
they
score from the other one.
nobody might even make it to 196. So you know, and that's kind of sad coming from Michigan. And then Kim Landers and NC State, they did good last year. They were regular season. They won their conference tournament and the regular season tournament, even though they didn't have really no competition. It was only them and Pitt. It was Clemson, Pitt, NC State, and North Carolina. So
And
they got
last
Stan.
week,
They have Stanford
NC
and Cal
State
now.
NC State scored better, almost a point better than Michigan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um. I do want to see
Saturday.
how Stanford looks, but it's going to be on Big Ten Network. So I don't have that.
Is Stanford
I
on
have
Friday or Saturday?
Stanford is on Friday. And I don't have the Big Ten like the I have Big Ten Network, but I don't have the Big Ten Plus. So I don't know if I want to pay for it or what.
I
You
would
get a big
definitely
thing with
watch that.
Peacock.
I have YouTube TV. They have a special going on until April, $49.99.
I have Peacock, and I know I get the Big Ten Network with Peacock, but I don't know if I get the Big Ten Plus.
Yeah, see, it's a difference. It's just like ESPN versus the SEC Network versus the SEC Network Plus. So with what I have right now, I get ACC Network, SEC Plus, SEC Network, Big Ten Network, but I don't get Big Ten Plus. And Big Ten Plus is when you're going to get majority of those meets because the Big Ten Network don't really show gymnastics like that up until like the conference meet. So I don't know if I want to pay for an extra subscription of it because I'm going to want to follow Michigan State, and that'll make me have to wait until the next day or two before the person on YouTube to um to put them up.
Oh, you don't think that number one gym fan is gonna post the Stanford me?
They usually do. They
I
usually
hope
do.
they do. Michaela, have you been I didn't even know that there is NCAA gymnastics on Peacock. You said that's how you're watching some of the meets?
Big Ten Network.
Oh, did you watch anything on Peacock last week?
That's how I found out about it.
That's how you found out about it. What does that mean?
I was like, oh, there's Big Ten Conference on the big Peacock. Let me
So
see if
what
I
did
can
you
find
watch
it.
last week?
Well, give me your Peacock credentials, and I'll give you my Paramount credentials.
Okay.
Are they yours to give away?
Everything
Peacock.
is mine.
What was that?
Oh yeah, I don't use your Peacock anymore. I actually have my own Peacock now.
But what did Shayna say that you can use multiple at once?
Yeah, I have. Let me tell you everything I have. I have YouTube TV. I have Paramount with Showtime. I have Stars. I have Amazon Prime. I have Netflix. I have Hulu.
Wow.
Um, and usually for gymnastics season, I usually get Sling, but I don't like Sling. Sling is buggy. So I was trying to find something else due to the realignment of meets because I've never really watched the Big Ten throughout the season. I would only get to watch the meets that Gym Fan would put up
What,
because it was a separate cost, and I was already paying like $60 for Sling just to watch the SEC and the Pac-12. So now that they don't have a Pac-12, the Big Ten is really the next best conference, and then the ACC. So
which meet last week or this week did you watch? Are you planning to watch? That would be on ESPN Plus, I guess. Is that what John, like whoever?
I think the Denver meet was on ESPN, and Utah was on ESPN. LSU was on SEC Network.
I guess I'm
Uh,
curious, so this week has finished, or last week has finished. Were there
mhm.
any meets that you truly needed a subscription to watch, or in the end were they all posted to like YouTube or Twitch?
Majority of them is posted the next day or two. But like I said at the thing last week, I have to watch it live. Like I if LSU is on, I need to watch it live. I don't give a damn if it's gonna be on
Yeah, I just
um
looked at my Peacock and I don't see it. Maybe I just watched it live. I don't know what I did, but I don't see it.
I
But I
thought
do see
Peacock used to watch I thought Peacock used to do elite stuff. I never knew they did college stuff.
I know they have the Big Ten Network on Peacock, but maybe it's just football because I don't know. I don't see it.
That's what I'm saying. The Big Ten Network doesn't really show gymnastics unless it's like like the five on that meet later on in the season with the five teams to decide who's going to go in the day and night session in the Big Ten championship. They don't really show it. You have to pay a set. You used to have to pay per school, but I think this year you can pay like $12.99 and watch all the gymnastics from all the schools now. That's really going to be the way to go, or just wait. And I want to, I want to support UCLA, and I've always supported UCLA. I've always been able to watch them at the Pac-12. Now that I like Michigan State, they're both in that conference now. So it's like, do I want to pay another $12? You know, or should I just wait until the meets become available on YouTube and just stick to what I can watch?
I mean, the YouTube option isn't bad, and if you can follow Addict's Twitch, which is Addicts Inc. He streams a lot of them live.
Yeah, cause he's the rich one, baby. I ain't that rich. I love my gymnastics, but I also gotta live and make sure I got a roof over my head. And oh, $12 is not going to like hurt me, but it's like I already have my pot. I use a lot of student discounts too. So like when I say I have Netflix, yeah, I'm only paying $6.99 for the basic package. I have Stars. I'm only paying like $1.99. I have Hulu. I think I'm paying like $2.99. So it's not like those things that I have year round. It's just the extra package that I have to watch gymnastics, which normally would cost me like $60, but I'm getting it for like 49.99 because they have a special for 3 months. Because YouTube TV, Hulu TV, all of that is like 80 something dollars a month, which is expensive.
Stupid, like the cost of cable is so expensive. Like
That stuff
I
is
was
so
thinking about just
expensive. So, but it's like I have to watch. I have to watch it live. It's like I can't wait. And Addicts has too many goddamn ads. So it'd be
watch this,
like,
Well, you
watch it
can
from his
pay to get rid of those.
watch it from what?
his Twitter.
Okay, watch it through Twitter. Okay. I don't
Or
think
you
I
can
follow him on Twitter.
subscribe and get rid of the ads.
I'm not gonna subscribe. I already
I'm
pay
just
enough,
letting you know your
sir.
options.
I thank
Um,
you, but I already have enough money dished out. I can't dish no more out to Addicts.
well, at least if you do that,
But
you're
I think
supporting
I
someone in the
could
community.
subscribe. It's
I'd
some way
rather
you can
support
go
someone in
through.
the community.
Yeah. I think it's some way that I could do it through Amazon.
Yeah,
Is there any meet this weekend that like potentially we would be interested in watching first of all, and then maybe remember last season how we used to do spaces, me, you, Michaela, John, and Nisha? Those were so fun.
I could do it again.
Or maybe it's too soon in the season and none of it is
Mhm.
exciting enough.
Basically,
Okay, we'll save it for later.
So how do I find him on Amazon? Digital content. Okay, hold on.
So LSU is on a bye week.
LSU is Saturday. You didn't hear me when I say I'm going to be streaming the meet Saturday. You need to find my Twitch.
Wait, I wanna do a space with you while that meet is going on so we can talk.
You're
yeah.
more than welcome to come.
But well, you won't be able to hear me, right?
If you have a Discord, I'll be able to hear you.
Oh, that's too complicated.
You don't
That's
know
too
nothing about
that's too
Discord?
techy. I had one for addicts and the
Because
show
I'm
with
probably going
Michaela.
to. See. I have a laptop, but I usually watch like my gymnastics on my phone. I don't know why, but I have a laptop, a phone, a tablet, and I have a desktop PC.
Oh
So
my
my
gosh,
desktop
Shayna.
So my desktop PC is where I have it's a different type of PC. It's not a PC like if you go to like the library and use that computer. That is just a regular computer. Get online, whoop de whoop. A gaming PC has different components in it. It's still a computer, but it has different components.
And you
I'm gonna be
bought it
on.
for gaming?
Yeah, I bought it. It was almost like $2,000.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. So
I'm
you
gonna.
stream on off of the
I
PC as
stream
well?
with that PC because I have video, a camera, and a
Is that
my
like a, you said that's a desktop?
it's a desktop, yeah. So
That sounds so nice.
I'll probably be on camera, and
Ooh.
I can talk to you through Discord if you get a Discord. We can just phone.
Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not confident I'll be able to do that, but I'll look into it maybe. Thank you for the offer. Is your other computer the desk, the, you said you have a laptop also? Is that a PC as well?
Yeah. No, a laptop is just a
Okay, Nisha. Oscar out there like his ass ain't rich either over there going to damn Europe, going to damn European championships and world championships and shit. Oscar ass act like
I
his
have
ass
never been to a world championships.
going to European championships and Commonwealth games and shenanigans.
not rich. My phone is paid for. I still have the iPhone 12 Pro Max. It's paid for. I'm not upgrading. They can kiss my ass.
Were you saying that your laptop is not a PC?
Well, it's a laptop. It's a computer, but it's a different. A gaming PC is different from a desktop PC.
What he's asking is it iPhone? No,
Is it, yeah, what's
Apple.
the brand? What's the maker?
Oh, this is an Intel. He looks HP.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
I thought PC was a computer brand as well.
It is, but it's a gaming PC. It's difference
Very.
between it's a difference between a gaming PC and like a regular computer like that you would go into the library and see. They look almost the same, but they're different.
Wait, Nisha, which teenager was Nisha arguing with? If
My
not Urza.
Discord, Nisha. My Discord.
I had a question. Is there such thing as a gaming laptop?
Yes, there is. But it's
Okay.
different. It's different from like a regular laptop, like that we probably all have.
Does it look different or is it just different
It's the
hardware?
same. It's the same, Nisha.
Can
I'm
I
just
ask
gonna
you
say.
both a question? So when I put the list of topics that we discussed in today's episode, right? What the hell did we talk about exactly? Because we were all over the place.
Well, we were
We
supposed.
we the first topic I'll put is discussing or previewing this weekend's NCAA meets, right?
Okay. Yeah, we did that actually. We actually made it through.
Um,
Then we started talking about Amy Child somewhere along the middle.
Yeah, because Oscar kept going back about elite stuff.
we
What
talked a
else?
little bit about the conferences and the divisions and how those are set up.
Yeah.
Oh, we talked a lot about that actually. Okay, that
Mhm.
Excuse me.
We talked about the possibility of changing the
the
how the
structure of
structure
the
of the NCAA,
yeah,
the
yeah, that was.
TNT. I was the
I
only
still
one that
don't like that.
disagreed.
I still
I
don't. NCAA, don't y'all bring that shit over there.
I don't think they would ever do it, but I could see it. It's not out of the realm that I could see that happening. It would make it like competition wise, it would be hard because you have 20, mostly 20 girls on a team with coaching staff and trainers and people that take pictures and the video people. That would be hard to have all of them focus on one event at the same time. It just wouldn't work what they would say logistically, but I
But
could see it
whenever
though.
a corporation or a business says that, I'm always wary that that's just an excuse to for them being greedy or wanting to cut costs. We talked about ways to stream to keep up with NCAA meets, but that's not so
Hmm.
interesting. But it's useful.
Well, you
We
guys, we've come to the end of the show. It's been 3 hours and some change. Um, I think we had a very fun and interesting show. I love when we go all over the place. It sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm not. I absolutely love that shit, and I love to listen back to it to be like, "Damn, we talked about that."
Hmm.
Me
Um,
too.
Yeah,
hopefully
because
by next,
you know,
hopefully by next week we'll start streaming from Shayna's channel, and we'll add Oscar channel to the list. Um, next Monday, I work morning shift, so yeah, look. Our schedules are Thursdays and Mondays, so look for us. Damn sure Monday. You know, if something happens over the weekend that I feel like talking about, I might get a solo show, but probably not. Um, oh, we talked about the Anna Barbosa thing too.
Just a little bit. Did you see
hmm.
Nisha's messy comment that said Anna should show up to the UCLA meet with her bronze medal?
Nisha.
Now that's gonna be messy.
That's why Jordan Child should show up to the meet with her real bronze medal that Favor Flav made her. That will last forever, unlike the medal that Anna Barbosa have that's going to fade away in 2 years.
Did he give her a medal or a clock?
A clock.
What's
Look,
Sabrina
Jordan should
at?
show up
I
with her
like her
clock and
gymnastics
her
a lot
bronze medal
more.
because she has the bronze medal still.
Jordan should give it back to her and be like, fuck y'all and this damn bronze medal. Here you go, bitch.
Who do y'all? Who had the better routine, y'all?
How can we judge that we don't know what Anna Barbosa's gonna do? I doubt that she does the all around her very first year out.
Isn't Shayna
No,
talking about the Olympics?
the Olympic floor final. Who was the top? Who should have got it to
Girl,
y'all?
you need to rewatch the show because we discussed that
Man, I
at
don't
length.
I don't Shayna that I don't want Jordan and that's it.
No, y'all. That's what I'm saying, y'all. I was heavy entrenched in working, and then when, like I said, when the Olympics hit, I didn't watch. I really didn't watch these Olympics.
But
I watched
lucky for you, the
the
show is still up on YouTube. You can
I
hear our
watched the bar
in-depth
final.
ideas.
I watched the
Man,
bar
Shayna,
final.
I'm telling you, this Jordan Child's favorite thing, we'll have to save it for the next show because I could talk about that shit for 2 hours right now. It, because it pisses me off to this day. Because
Because
y'all
I
are
heard that the
saying,
other Romanian should have got it,
hell no.
and that they had, if I'm not mistaken, they took a out of bounds, and she really didn't step out of bounds.
That's her mama's fault. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing we talking about.
Wow. All right, Nisha. So Jordan was the fifth best routine.
He
Okay.
surely was not. Jordan Childs was the third best routine of the night. Y'all
Yeah.
are just mad that the rules actually played in Jordan's favor. Y'all want some bitch because she's from some poor ass Romanian country and she was crying on national TV and y'all feel sorry for her to sit up there and steal Jordan Child's bronze medal. No
Ooh.
ma'am, no ma'am.
How can you steal something that wasn't yours? They said she didn't they didn't inquire in time.
they did, and they're cheating and not letting Jordan Childs present her evidence to prove that she did.
Oh
What was
Lord. You people always think y'all getting cheated.
They are getting cheated.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just, that's what they be saying, girl. Y'all always think
Wait,
somebody
why do you
pretending
think
to.
that she didn't get the opportunity to present her case? She literally gets two different trials. Sure, the first one was totally bogus because they didn't give her any time or notice. But was that what you meant?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't so clear about that. Okay.
Why did they just give Anna the bronze medal? Why didn't they let Jordan present her case and pretend that yeah, we did um, inquire in time? It's not our fault that y'all don't have no rhythm system. All we were supposed to do was just say, "Hey, inquiry," and that was it. So sorry, the bitch took her time to go up there and actually submit the inquiry. But I told the bitch within a minute, inquiry.
Nisha
No,
say
but
Jordan knew.
Cecile, that's like
Nisha,
Cecile being like, we didn't read the rule, we didn't understand the code of points or whatever. Like Cecile might have thought she was doing the right thing, doesn't mean she was.
and then now you all of a sudden you stopping what you've
But
been
she
doing for
absolutely was doing the
years.
right thing, and they have the proof because Simone Biles was filming the whole thing for her reality TV show.
But it was never proven, as far as I know,
And
that
then right, and
what
then
was
why?
never
She
proven,
put
as
out the
far as
video.
I know.
Look,
Can
okay,
I
okay,
finish?
okay,
And then why is she
J-
not
okay,
posting clips on
okay,
there?
What
okay,
wasn't proven, as
okay,
far as we know, is
okay,
what was the correct thing to
okay,
say in that situation.
okay,
All Cecile said was
okay,
inquiry for Jordan.
okay. Well, you guys, like I said, we would not be talking about this right now because we could go on about this for another 2 hours. I
Nisha,
wouldn't give a damn what they
Nisha
said.
say don't get her started again.
Fuck Romania. And I hope Anna Barbosa will have a wonderful time at the University of Stanford. But
Oh my god.
I love
y'all
that
would
you
not
you
be
gave her flowers on Twitter also.
y'all would not be insufferable for all in that season with this bullshit.
That's why I'm saying
Like,
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go and do some research and go watch and form my own opinion
You
of
definitely
the
should. I
routine.
encourage everyone to watch and inform
I
their own
just
once
don't
opinion.
be
again, if you
no
want
like
to watch the Olympic floor finals, I have it posted on my Twitter channel. That's right, I posted it on Thanksgiving. So
it's just
at
I
least
be
you have
so far fetched with the Olympic like the judging and the skills and the values and stuff. It's so much easy in college to know you need a jump series, an acro series, and this amount of
oh wait,
full
before I get
time.
there, before we end the show, we do have one more topic to talk about, and it is about Jordan Child once again. What do y'all think about this controversy that's going on with her on social media? People
Foolishness.
are saying that her flow routine should only start from a 9-7 because she's missing a B skill from that routine.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
They're saying she's missing literally a B requirement for that routine, so there's no way that routine should even start from a 10.0.
You
Nisha,
guys
why
would both
why
know
is
way
this
more than I
still?
would about that.
Why are
But
they? Why did they leave their gym to come coach college? I don't get that either.
Who the hell wants to live in Romania their whole life?
No, Cecile, like, why she left to come in college? She wasn't making enough money at WCC.
Guaranteed money every year.
it's a great question, Shane.
I think the main reason is Cecile Landy wanted to be the national team coordinator for USA Gymnastics. They chose Alicia Sacramone and Chelsea Memmer over her. And she was like, oh, okay. Well,
Right,
see you later. Bye.
let's see how good the US is without the Landys. Let's just see.
Mm. I mean, the USA, not the two they, not to, you know, butter them up as the saviors. USA was fine without them before we even knew who they were.
They
Right,
were.
I meant without Marta Caroli, without Simone Biles. They have never
Yeah,
been without
but
all these people.
yeah, but how long? But that wasn't, Simone's initial coach.
I just meant the USA has they were good prior to Simone was carrying. The Landys were helping carry them, in my opinion, recently. Simone has helped carry them even longer before that. Before
Yeah.
that, it was Marta Caroli, in my opinion. So what's it gonna be like without all of them? It will be interesting.
Yeah, it will.
Are you guys nervous that Gabby's not gonna come back?
I'm not nervous at all because I don't expect her to come back.
Me either at this point.
Okay. My feelings are already a little hurt.
I think I think I think I'm like John Perry, and I'm off of that train right now until she actually goes to a competition and compete. I don't even want to hear about it.
Hmm. That's why she was never on my gymnastics team for the Olympics until I saw a bar and a beam routine.
Wait, Shayna, you know that she did compete in 2024, right?
She did and did terrible at one meet, huh?
She competed at two meets, and one went really terrible and one went not so good.
Okay. It it wasn't enough, Oscar. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for me.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So we're being fair.
And I love Gabby, one of my favorite American gymnasts of all times.
Yeah, but
Shayna,
until
do,
she actually competes,
But
she can
I'm
compete
also a
and fall.
realist, and you got
And
to
this is the
compete.
thing about that. She can compete and fall on all four events, and I still would cheer for her. But she has to compete. If she's not going to
Mhm.
compete, I don't believe that she's coming back. She could train. She could put all the training videos out in the world. I just don't believe she's coming back.
fair. That's fair. Shayna, did you give your opinion on if Jordan's floor should start from a 10 or not?
Why wouldn't it start from a 10?
They're saying she's missing a B requirement in her floor routine.
I mean, if she missing it, she missing it, you know?
But like she doesn't have it, not like she's messing it up.
Yeah, they're saying she doesn't have a
She
B.
don't have
It's
the requirement because that happened with Haley Bryant one of them seasons when she didn't have the proper combination for one of her passes.
So you you
So
you couldn't say
you
for sure if it's true or not, or are you saying
oh, I don't know because I didn't watch that meet. I only saw like
okay. Well, I can tell you the skills that she's doing, and then you can tell
one
me
of
if
the
anything.
double
one of the Twitter
layout, a punch front to a double tuck? She was doing a strug to a wolf jump full, right?
And those are both C's.
I saw dumb people saying that that was a mess. They were like, "Why is she still doing the gojion?" I'm like, "That was a
Yeah,
No.
strug."
I did see a little bit of it. She was dancing too much for me, and that kind of just turned me off.
So were those all of her skills, Michaela? Those four, or does she count her dive roll?
Is a dive roller B in college?
I'm gonna look it up.
Because maybe that's her B skill, and people are just being stupid. But
Where do
why
you
would
look
that
something
be a
like that
B?
up at balance beam situation?
Why would that be a B?
Shayna, where do you look something like that up?
I'm gonna Google it and see.
You can Google. That would be so cool if Google knew. Is a dive roll a B in NCAA?
At least two tumbling passes, a dance series that includes a leap or jump with a 180-degree split, at least three different saltos or flips within the tumbling passes, at least one tumbling pass containing two flips in the same pass, both are forward and back tumbling, avoiding up to the level of composition deductions on floor. That's not saying nothing about the jumps and stuff.
Dang. Why are people always surrounding her in controversy? Let her breathe.
And I think she's a nice girl, so I don't be wondering what like all the backlash be with her.
Oh my gosh, you still haven't watched the episode, have you? We we were brainstorming about what the reasons could be, and Michaela had a lot of them.
Is it strictly based on just race?
No, some of them were about her mom.
Oh my goodness.
You know who Gina Childs is, right?
I remember her mother went to jail for something. I don't know what it was.
Okay, that's close enough.
Okay, two directly, here we go. Special requirements. Two directly connected saltos or two saltos in an acrobatic series.
She does two
So
saltos.
so that is the front through to the double back.
Uh-huh.
Three different saltos within the exercise. The salto performed as the last isolated salto or within the last salto connection must be a C or better. A dance pass with the minimum of two elements, one of which is a leap requiring a 180-degree split in cross or side position. For each missing special requirement, 2 tenths are taken off the start value.
So there is no B requirement. So the people are just being okay.
A choice of acro elements not up to competitive level is a flat 1/10 deduction. A competitive level is defined as at least one D salto or better.
I wish Jordan would keep that skill she did at the end of her elite
Only
routine.
two tumbling passes. One must include a D element.
Was it it was like a piked full twisting Shushinova? Does that sound right, Michaela?
I don't see nothing about no B jump, Michaela. So what are they talking about?
It sounds like they're making stuff up just to, because they know Jordan will get them clicks and views. And she's an easy target. You haven't watched any of UCLA's routines?
No, because that meet wasn't live. The meet wasn't live, and I'm lazy, and I don't want to be going to look at find everybody's page on Twitter.
I don't mean to keep harping on you or it. I was just teasing. But if you're interested, I think Michaela did watch a lot of them and she showed them in that show I keep talking about.
What show? Y'all did a
Like
show?
she did a solo show a few days ago.
Okay.
And that's where we talked about why people are always coming for Jordan Childs and something else that you asked about during the show today where I was like, "Oh, we discussed that." I think you're right, Nisha, that USAG is trying to piggyback on LSU's success by hosting nationals in Baton Rouge, you said? Like, when have nationals ever been in Baton Rouge or Louisiana or anywhere even close? Have they ever been? The closest I would assume would be in Texas, but
What I think
maybe I'm wrong.
what she means is to host New Orleans is hosting the national championship this year, and
They're
to get the
hosting Elite and NCAA Nationals?
no elite. So they're
Yes.
using that because Jay Clark, Dee Dee Bro, Connor McClain were all there for, I guess, in, for the whoever is over at USAG and the whoever um the city of New Orleans. So they're using, the prestige LSU, 12,000 fans, national champions. Connor McClain may come back
That's
from
what I meant.
injury.
That's what I meant. I think they're piggybacking, like they're so desperate to to acquire some of that attention.
Yeah.
USAG sucks. and they would do something like that.
So LSU gets you clicks and views. Yes, it does. But I think Jordan Childs does too. But I'm sorry. It's just that hype and all that Olympic stuff. That doesn't make me like want to like her more or hate her more now that she's back in college. That's just for me. I feel like that takes away from her teammates who actually has nothing to do with all of that and is getting overshadowed by people hating on this girl.
I agree, but I don't blame her for that or hold her responsible for it. Like I truly believe she's just trying her best. She's just doing her best, navigating the circumstances.
Hmm.
I don't know. What do you think happened to Michaela? Do you think she fell asleep? Do you think what do you think? Is
Um,
she ignoring us?
no, I was looking for the thing and I can't find it, so the people must have realized they made a mistake and deleted it. And I hate when people do that shit. I need to learn how to start screenshotting shit for the show.
What's
What
the
you
thing?
looking for?
The debate that Jordan didn't have a shit have a 10 start value, which led into this whole conversation.
Oh. Yes, either screenshot it or send it to the group.
I will start doing better at doing that kind of stuff. But you guys, I'm damn sure asleep. So I love you all. That was a fun show. I'll
Mm.
post it on
You
Twitter
have a good
shortly.
night rest. I have to leave my house in like an hour. So
Good night, friends. Good night, Oscar. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Love you too. Take care.
Bye.